So, yo, let's break the Philippine laws of physics. Dane, what's up?
What's up?
You know, kind of rhymes. There you go. That's better. That's my hair. Yo, I don't even know what I look like. I didn't even look in the mirror this morning. Yo, I woke
I
up.
am your mirror.
Yeah, right? You don't want to be my reflection.
Hmm?
Woke up this morning, had red spots all over my legs. I said, "Oh fuck, I got measles." There I go cursing again. But it's sorry, it's a family program. Yo, you wake up with dark red dots. I mean, they were like small, all over my left leg, and they just appeared overnight. You'd be cursing too. Oh man, what's it gonna be next? Malaria, typhoid, Ebola, siggy.
Sige. To watching.
What's happening out there? Dane, can we get a audio and a video check? Check 1, check 2. I'm still waking up. We got like an hour and a half sleep last night.
Check.
Hey, I recognize that name. What's up, Ray in the barn? Noli Noel, what's happening out there?
Remago?
Where are you guys watching from? The USA? Psych. Just kidding. My sister-in-law's in here. How's my shirt? Does this shirt look gay with the zipper and all that? I love my gay people, but I was laughing so hard I almost fell out of the shower chair. Isla was dragging me in here, and she started laughing. I started laughing. I said, "What do you think of the shirt? It look gay." The other one was even worse. I said, "Oh my god, it doesn't even matter."
From Jem, I'm eating a hoagie right now, Bobby Pickle too.
What kind of hoagie?
Hoagie.
I gotta remember. I gotta tell Dave, Big Dave, something that's bothering me.
Dave. Okay.
I'm trying to get squared away. We might have a special guest star show up later. I can't reveal who it is. It's top secret.
Top secret.
Can you guys? All right, read the comments.
I'm eating a hoagie right now, Bobby Pickle too, from Jem.
Audio, video, good. Thanks, Jim. I had to refresh. Do you feel fresh? Jersey fresh now? Dane, you had to refresh the YouTube? Okay, people, it's one of
video good.
only the hottest man on earth and the sexiest looking of all, Dane Lionheart. But I am so full of mierda. I say shit in Spanish. Mierda? Gruncy? I don't know, gruncy. That's Italian.
Italian.
Me, Raz, Nazzle Basil. Hi, bro. Watching from San Remigo? Remigo. Do you know the man from San Jose? What does that say up there? Later day. Who's that? What's that? It says made by StreamYard, that black box. What was that?
Wait, Nix. The?
No, I saw a StreamYard message pop up. Like somebody was trying to. That's better.
StreamYard? Where?
All
Where go?
right, we're good. So how's everybody doing out there today?
How's your week?
Yeah, how was your week?
How was your week? How's our week, boo?
Jim said the hoagie is salami, ham, pepperoni, bologna, cheese. You had them. Bobby, oh yeah, I had more than them. I had all that in the kitchen sink. How about Elon Musk took over Twitter and he showed up with a freaking sink? And I was like, why did he show up with a sink? So one day we're in an elevator and we were taking a trip to Dumageddon. And I said, you guys packed everything but the kitchen sink. So I'm trying to teach her the terminology. Nix, you look very excited to be here.
From Dane, I will be doing a lot of cooking starting tonight about 9 p.m. till Sunday night at midnight. I'm cooking boneless, skinless chicken pork loyan. What did this say? 10 pounds
10
and
pounds of 90,
10
hamburger.
burger, bacon, and
Pork loin.
sausage.
Pork loin?
The pork loin, 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
90, 10,
90, 10.
hamburger, bacon, and sausage. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, send me that Italian hoagie over here, Jim. Big Dave.
What's up, Big Dave?
Big Dave. Big Dave, I gotta ask you something. Did you make a comment about your sister that was the marathon runner last time? Because I read that comment, I felt horrible. I got to ask you a question. I'm pretty sure it was Big Dave.
Big Dave.
Man, Big Dave made a comment,
France
and
Deli.
I got choked up. I didn't know how to answer the comment, and I'm like, be a man and say something. And I'm like, no matter what I say, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. Frank's Deli.
You can turn back time.
All right, we're eating 6 different kinds of meat we'll be cooking. That's a whole lot of meat.
7 people here. Oh no, 8.
Steve, how do you say his last name?
Steven.
Hubbard.
Aboard.
Is that how you say it? Hubbard?
Yeah. Aboard, I think.
Hey, Stephen Hubbard. Jesus is king. You got that right. So help me God. Oh, goodness.
Yes, I did. It was not. It wasn't to make you feel bad. Yes, it's the one who.
Wow. Can I ask you a question, Big Dave? Somebody in shape like that. See, I got a thing with vaccinations. If you're in top physical condition and you're eating good and your cardio's like on a whole nother level, did your sister get vaccinated and then she got sick after that? That's all. I'm sorry, Big Dave. I didn't know what to say. That's terrible. Like I was saying that night, I was a little bit liquored up. The whole thing. I go back to how did it get started and did they genetically engineer that virus? That's what I'm irritated about. Because that SARS virus is in nature and there's breakouts of it, I don't know, every 10 years, 5 years. This time it was on a whole nother level.
Ozine and pH. Hey, Bobby and Angels, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday morning. Hello.
How's your Sunday?
My Sunday is what do you call that?
You were up all night editing a video.
Yeah.
I think I slept for about an hour and a half. And
Me, I didn't sleep.
we
Because
called the maintenance guy at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we had a power outage the last 2 days. And then the water pressure is getting lower. It was like I was saying everything great about this condo. Now we got no water pressure. I mean, it's like a trickle coming out of the shower, the hose in the shower, it's trickling out. Then the power went out for like 2 days. Nick says a school project. As soon as she got going on it, the internet went out again. And I'm yelling from the bedroom in the dark. Can you just use the excuse that you didn't have internet? But they got internet cafes all over the place, I guess, in the Philippines. I don't know. The week's been all right. It's all good. It's all good. So the topic we did a poll was being over the age of 55 and how you're treated in the Philippines.
Yeah. How people treat
How people treat you over the age
over
of
the
55
age. Yeah.
in the Philippines. Azum PH. It was another thing. 22% of the viewers are here in the Philippines. So we got a lot of silent people in the chat. Sometimes there'll be like 22 people in the chat. I think the max is like 27. Nobody's asking questions. I see you Filipinas out there and my Filipino guys out there. Say something. Give me a sign. Let me know you're there. Please say something. How's your day going?
Nothing.
Damn, she said nothing.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why are you so quiet? You all right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, Dane said, a lot of meat, yes, but my mom wants me to cook the meat so she can make me a ton of burritos, and I want all the burritos she's making. I get the munchies and pop one in the mic, and I'm full. Yeah, a good burrito that's frozen.
Burrito.
Yeah, burritos and what's the other one? Tacos. Yeah, burritos the shit. My God. Started talking about the munchies. I started thinking about smoking a left-handed cigarette. These ladies don't know nothing about that left-handed cigarette. They legalized it in Thailand. Barry Press, what's up? Hi, baby.
Bobby.
Damn, he said baby.
No, that's Bobby. I think he misspelled maybe. Or...
What's up, baby? Yeah, it could be bad. I had guys on the job call me baby. That's cool. I did wear my, what was I? I look like a Bayou.
Bayou.
This is Bayou means gay, and what is it, Basine?
Bisaya.
My gay shirt with the zipper. I don't know. I got something about like I guess turtlenecks. Guys look good in turtlenecks. I don't know. I got nothing against gay. Shit. I remember a gay guy telling me you're gay and you don't even know it. I'm like, wow. My God. I know you meant Bobby. Just busting your chops.
Okay.
Busting your chops, Barry. You don't need to be sorry. Big Dave. I'm 53.
Would I be considered old?
Nah, not at 53.
Yeah.
Not at 53. Not even close to old. I'm 56 years old, and No, in the Philippines, that's young. But the thing about the Philippines is I get irritated. This is going to sound crazy. The Philippine people are too nice. Like it almost doesn't seem real. Like they're like, sir, this and sir, that. And I don't like, I remember one time I called a warrant officer. I made the mistake. I called him sir, and he started screaming at me. He said, "Don't call me sir. I work for a living." I mean, he was screaming. Everybody, we were upstairs in the offices above the shop, the machine shop down below, and he was screaming at me. He was a warrant officer, and if you know anything about warrant officers, they started enlisted people, and they worked their way up to become a warrant officer. And I think the people in your unit or division have to vote on you becoming an officer. It's like super prestigious. You don't see too many warrant officers in the Navy. Could you turn the air conditioner off there? I said in that. Look at this napkin. I feel like that napkin looks. Yeah, last week I was having a problem. And it's funny because there's 3 episodes when we went out and Bobby celebrated Christmas and New Year's all on the same night. So that won't be happening for a long while.
1 day celebration.
Like four or 5 shots did me in. I was done. 53 is definitely not old.
From Dane, 14 watching and only 4 thumbs up. Come on, people. It's don't hurt.
Maybe
It
it's
don't
the
hurt
shirt, bro.
to hit that thumbs up. Honest. Try it.
Just try it. You'll like it. You could hit the thumbs down too. Bobby D, he's just like, psst. Just tell me what I did wrong. Was it the shirt?
Did you charge your streamer for this, Bobby, so you don't run out of steam?
Stream?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of steam today. I'm good. No sleep, but I feel I got some steam.
No, did you charge your streamer for the StreamYard? Like monthly, what do you call that? For the StreamYard book? Or is it a free? Or so you don't run out
Is
of
it
stream?
steam?
Stream. Oh,
Steam.
yes, Steam.
Steam. See, we got like an inside. Yo, Jim and me got an inside joke. Yeah, I charged up. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought stream. Oh
More
my
stem.
god.
More stem. How do you say that?
Where?
There's a Filipina.
Oh yeah. Good morning. Oh,
How do you say
Leanne's channel.
Shout out to Leanne Shoes channel.
Good
morning. How's it going? What's new? What's new in the neighborhood? Lean back.
What's new?
Nix looks like she's real excited. My God. Come on, man. What are we going to do with Nix? Yeah, if you're out there watching, you know who you are, Big Daddy. Send me a message. Do something. Don't leave me hanging.
Big Daddy.
I think we're going to have a special guest today. I have a feeling. Or they never got the message. They got the message late. We'll give them an excuse. Good morning. Thanks for the shout out. Look, how do you say it? Leanne Shoots?
Leanne Shoes?
Leanne Shoots channel.
Shoes? Or...
What's the best way to find a good Filipina?
What's the best way?
I got lucky and found Isla on Facebook. It's, I think that, oh, wow.
Can't.
All right. Well, we were going to have a special guest. I can't reveal their identity.
No, boo, he can't, boo.
Yeah, he said he can't. Next time for sure.
Next time.
All right. Big Daddy, could I tell him? Can I make an announcement and tell him what's going on for next time? It's every what's today, Sunday?
Sunday.
Every Sunday
In the
at 9
Philippines.
a.m. Philippines time. Big Daddy, feel better. I'm sorry you're not feeling good. Check this out. I woke up with red dots all over my leg this morning. It looked like the measles, and Ilo was like, "What's the measles?" I said, "It doesn't even matter. At this point, I don't even care." That's the thing. Foreigners come from the United States, and their immune system is weak because everything is sterilized, and it's just a whole different type of environment. You got to be careful. I'm not trying to scare anybody. Can't do it, my friend. I'm not. Okay. Feel better, man. Feel better. All right. Next time for sure. Big Daddy, I gotta ask you one question. Feel better. And can I make an announcement? Magic player in the house.
Magic player.
What's the matter, Ms.Nix? Ms.Nix needs some Starbucks or something. She's just not having it.
Hi,
tonight.
Bobby, Ala, and Ms.Nix. What's up, Magic Playa?
I like the way you say that. Say magic player.
Magic Playa.
There you go.
Magic NY Magic Playa.
Guess what? It's starting to get hot in here. So we don't have the fan like we usually do in that other room. And is that thing turned down to 16?
The other AC?
Yeah. Because I just felt the temperature go sky high. Meeting a girl in the Philippines. Let me get back to that.
Yeah. Oops.
Like I was saying before, just get a hotel or a motel if you have mobility issues, if you're in a wheelchair, walker, cane. I would move to Mactan, Newtown. I can't recommend Makati or what is it, BGC or Manila. But around here, it seems like it's really easy to get around in a wheelchair and with a cane or a walker. I was amazed. I went to a mall one day and it felt like I was, I'm not even exaggerating, felt like I was a movie star and everybody was staring at me. It would have been so, I don't want to piss off my wife. It would have been so easy to pick up with a girl. It wouldn't have be like shooting fish in a barrel. Just come over, scope it out for the first week. I don't know, sometimes people only get 2 weeks of vacation. Just scope it out for the first 3 days, and that's probably the best way. It's always best to meet in person. But that's not saying you can't start like a relationship online. Just be careful who you're talking to because you never know. It could be somebody catfishing you. Where's Brooklyn Charlie at when you need him? I was making a video last night. I was yelling. Well, you'll see it. I don't want to ruin it. What's the best way to find a good Filipina? I would say one that's in church every Sunday. Not that that means anything because there's a lot of hypocrites in the church. One that's got a little bit of college under her belt. A province girl. Nothing against city girls now. Don't get mad at me. That's just my preference. Province girl. Me personally, I don't think I would date anybody under 20, 23, 22 years old. But Filipinas are super mature for their age. Like you take a 18-year-old Filipina and take an 18-year-old from the United States, there's a huge, huge difference in the maturity level. Read some comments there, Nix.
You read next.
From Roger and Jana, provincial living in the Philippines. Look around for condos that have a generator. They have some here where we live.
We have generator.
Yeah, we have a generator, but the thing is, the the split type air conditioner doesn't work. And I think one outlet and 2 lights work, and that's it. So I don't think the generator can handle the load to run the whole building. The elevators work, the lights in the common areas work, and one outlet in the condo and like 2 lights work. That's better than nothing. We just gotta buy some extension cords. We got a power strip, and we had like everything plugged into this one outlet last night. And then we got everything unplugged. The internet came back up, and I'm thinking it's going to go out again. And sure enough, it was up for like maybe an hour and a half, and then it went back out again. And Ms.Nix was doing a PowerPoint presentation, and I know she was irritated. That's probably why she's got that look on her face today. She's just, she just had it with the Philippines. But it could be worse.
From Dane. Dave, the best way to meet a good Filipino would be go there and meet them in person.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's nothing like in person. That doesn't mean you can't talk to people online. You know what I mean? Some guys are recommending you get like 5 or 6 women online and just talk to all of them. And then don't tell them when you're coming. Just show up over here. That would be something, right? Like talking to 10 different women.
From BJ, hello everyone, good morning.
What's up, BJ?
From Charlie, Brooklyn Charlie, wishing New Jersey Bobby good morning.
What's up, Brooklyn Charlie? Wishing New Jersey Bobby. Yeah. Good morning. Forget about it. It's getting hot in here. Forget about it.
What's wrong?
Look at that bird on the railing over there.
Yeah.
There's a bird sitting out there checking us out. Yo, we need you in the live stream. It's a little sparrow like this big sitting on the railing. Go ahead.
From Barry Press, Charlie, I was from Brooklyn, Prospect Park area, then I moved to California.
Prospect Park area. Wow. That's a big change. California's cool. Brooklyn Charlie. I don't know, bro. Do I look like I'm in a well? All right, y'all lean forward. Lean forward. Help! Get the rope. All right. I don't know if I'm going to make it, Brooklyn Charlie. That was good advice. I had a feeling you were in the union. Brooklyn Charlie was busting my balls. He said, "What's this computer generated emoji shit you're sending me?" And then I was like, "Who's this guy?" I said, "I think he's somebody." I said, "We'll find out." Then when you told me what you did for a living, yo, in Behold, that's super cool, man. At Brooklyn Charlie, I was like, wow. Pumpkins from Behold. If you watch that episode, the Chocolate Hills.
From Big John, hi guys, the girls look lovely today.
Every day.
Not telling. Hi Bobby, how are you? In New Jersey here.
Not telling. Yeah, I remember not telling. You've been around for a while. I remember you said something about your screen name. Oh, Bobby.
From Charlie, very funny. Where is Lacey?
Jersey in the house, not telling. But I'll tell you what, they put the screws to me a couple times. I didn't say a word about shit. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. The cops are beating the shit out of me with the phone book. Elizabeth, New Jersey phone book was about that thick and beat the shit out of me. I was handcuffed to a chair. Bobby D didn't crack under pressure though. Yeah, where's Lassie? So I was trying to explain. Sure,
Lassie.
I gotta suck it up. I was explaining Lassie to Isla. I gotta explain it to Nix. You ever heard of a show called Lassie? It's about a border collie that's super intelligent, and he's like, remember that show? There was a German Shepherd called Joe. You got me thinking about all kinds of stuff now. When you said I was in a well and Lassie was whining like, right? Nobody with the bad jokes. To go get the rope. There was an episode. Now that I remember, there was an episode where somebody fell down a well, and Lassie was doing just that. Was trying to get a signal that we need to get a rope. My goodness.
From Big Johnson, it's raining and supposed to get down to freezing next week here in Texas. Not looking forward to that. I work outside midnight shit.
Work with the airplanes, right, Big Johnson? Remember when Texas got hit? Am I talking too loud? Remember when Texas got hit by that big, they had like a freeze and all the pipes were busting? Like the pipes for the water supply and for the fire hydrants and everything under the roads started breaking. They had like a week of below zero temperatures, like a cold snap. And Texas was out of commission. Brooklyn Charlie, I got a question. How long have you been talking to your girlfriend for? I know you said you were here and you just left not that long ago. Oh yeah, Charlie, run 1010. Yeah, I remember that too. What was that dog? Rin 1010. Yeah, Rin 1010. That's it. Rin 1010. Yeah, in the 90s, they had like a freeze in Texas and it like paralyzed the state of Texas. No pun intended. Oh, I'm dying for a chew.
From Dane, the show Lassie was really meant to be a female dog lol, but most of the dogs ended up being male dogs, and growing up most kids have no idea.
But most of the dogs end up being male dogs. Those kids had no idea. Yeah, they made it out to Lassie was well, just the name. Alas. What is that? Scottish? When you say "I my lass," I don't even know if I got the accent right. We talked online for one. Charlie said we talked online for 1 year before I came to Behold to meet her. That's good. That's another thing that Charlie brings up. You know, he talked to his girl for a year, so you kind of feel somebody out online. You know what I mean? You can't know everything about them, but you kind of get an idea who they are and a little bit about them. So when you get here, it's not like, I don't know. It seemed like I knew Isla for forever. And how many months have I been here? Like 6 or 7?
June,
7 months, right?
December, 7 months.
Been here 7 months so far, and it feels like I've been here forever. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm having a good time. It gets a little stressful with electricity going off and on and the humidity. And sometimes I ordered a Christmas tree from Lazada, and it was supposed to be here on the 5th of December. And since it's Bobby's Angels, I got a big blue angel to go on top of the Christmas tree. First, I get a message that First, I got a message that the order was rejected, and I started freaking out, yelling, "Who rejected the order?" Then I just realized that they probably ran out of the Blue Angels, and that was their excuse why it never showed up. So, no Blue Angel for the top of the Christmas tree, and the lights showed up. I got 7 sets of lights. But the tree's not here. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna put lights all around? I'm gonna do it Philippine style. I'm Filipino to the max. Sorry, Charlie. There I go with the chew. I caved in like a ton of bricks. Yeah, what am I gonna do with these? I got 7 boxes of lights and no tree. I just decorate you with lights and have you stand in the corner on timeout.
Decorate the plants.
Lord. So what's new with everybody out there?
From Dane, a
Ask
lady,
me some questions.
a lady is a guy talking to a male. Lassie is a Irish talking to a female.
Yeah. So it's an Irishman.
From Big Johnson, I was in Missouri. He had temperature of 15 below for several days. Wind chill was like 70 below. I was in my 20s, so I dealt with it better back then.
Yeah, I heard that. Like the heat and the cold, you could deal with it 100% better. I can imagine these two in not 70 below wind chill factor and all that. I couldn't even imagine. Nix, you have no idea what cold's about. Like how cold it gets. I try to explain it like just put yourself inside that freezer over there in the kitchen and you'll know what it's about. But yeah, that's crazy temperatures. It's crazy temperatures.
From Charlie, I spent 3 months in the province, but I'm a city guy and moved to Cebu City right across from Ayala.
Well, that's cool.
Grocery.
Ayala Mall. Where to meet a girl? Ayala Mall. Another perfect spot for shopping for women. My goodness. I don't want to get in trouble.
Shopee.
I'm done. I'm done. Never been married. 56 years old and never engaged. Never even got close to being married. And then I met Isla. And that was it.
From Dane, was Charlie here today? Only got up 80F LMA. Big Johnson, I live in Maine where it would get 65 below zero for 2 weeks out of the year in June.
It's chilly here today. Only got to 80 Fahrenheit. So that's in Florida. Dane was saying it got to 80. Yeah, right? Chilly. Filipinos get cold easy. If it hits like 70, they're freezing.
Yeah, we're not used. Like, we don't have snow here.
Yeah.
Snow. But we have fake snow here in Minglanilla. I forgot the name of that spot, tourist spot.
They got fake snow. I think I saw something about that. There's some fake snow trucked in. Piles
Fake
of it.
snow. What is the name of that? Oh, I can't remember.
From BJ, I always wondered why Lassie had things bouncing around behind here when she was running.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, now I get it.
From
I just thought of 2 tennis balls and a pair of pantyhose hanging from a bumper of a truck. Y'all know what I'm talking about? 2 tennis balls and a stocking hanging from the bumper of a truck. You'll see it when you get to the United States, especially in Texas.
From Dane, BJ, just to think every time the kid said, "Come here, girl," the poor dog was thinking, "Dude, I am a girl."
Yeah, because Lassie was supposed to be a female dog and it was a male.
And from Big Johnson, in February 2021, we had an ice apocalypse. It got below zero and my power was out of 3 days. It was no fun.
February 2021.
Ice apocalypse.
Yeah, ice storm. We had an ice storm in New Jersey, and the power was out for
Oh.
6 weeks. That was pretty
6
crazy. My
weeks.
neighbors were freaking out. That's like they were freaking out about how are you flushing your toilet? Where are you getting water from? I was walking back and forth across the road to the Muscatneck on River, New Jersey, and I filled the bathtub up with river water. I actually took a bath in river water and was flushing the toilet. I had all these 5 gallon buckets that were, they were pretty clean. They were sterile. They had the seal on the lid, and I was getting water from across the street. I had the grill going with a bunch of wood, had a bunch of candles, some rechargeable lights, and I just wrote it out. It was let's see, four, like six to 8 weeks, no power. It wasn't that bad. A lot of my neighbors started freaking out though. We had a freak snowstorm in what month was that? It was like March or April, from what I remember. And it was like a icy rain. All the trees started raining when the sun went down, and it had been cold, like a freak. All this cold air from Canada came down into New Jersey, was pushing down from up in Canada. So it had been cold for like a week, and then all of a sudden the temperature dropped, and it started raining. And right when the sun went down, there was ice all over the trees, and you could just hear the trees. I lived out in the country. You could hear the trees popping and cracking, and the power went out, and there was power lines down everywhere. It was crazy. It was like 8 weeks with no power, and everybody was freaking out. Bobby D was all right. I thought it was kind of cool. It was like camping.
B. Johnson at Dane. That's something, but up there, don't most houses have fireplaces and generators. I live in freaking Texas. Texas, that stuff is not very common here. I think 800 people died because of snowstorm.
800 people died.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I think that's the what I'm talking about in Texas. When the pipes were breaking and all kinds of stuff was going wrong, it was like a freak event.
Mm-hmm.
Something that doesn't usually happen like that.
PJ, I've had to put on an insulated jacket here in Florida a few times over the years.
Oh yeah, I was up in Tallahassee, and I remember the guys I knew in Florida before I moved there. They said, "Now don't get rid of all your winter clothes because it gets pretty cold up there." Right on the Georgia line. I was living on Apalachicola Parkway, right there in Tallahassee, Florida, working for a company called Osmos, saving America's trees one at a time. What's that vlogger that built the house? That he's selling the house?
Armstrong family.
Yeah, the Armstrong family. Shout out to you if you ever watch this video. I see that you work for Osmos. And Osmos was owned by Woolworths. Does anybody remember the company Woolworths?
Dane, that ice storm you had in Jersey hit Maine. Hard power companies from south were all up north, and we felt bad for them. They were all freezing while I was walking out in shorts and no shirts. Dane B. Johnson, no, a lot of places don't have fireplaces and are wood stoves. Most had electric here or oil heat. Wood stove.
I love the Philippine accent. Yeah, that's cute.
Charlie, Bobby, when you were on
Here
the
we
job, Which
There we go.
trade? Rob you the wrong way. I thought the painters were crazy.
I remember when I was green and I was out on a job for the first time, and one guy was like, "That guy over there with all the tattoos and the cover and the what do you call? What is that called? The suspenders. It's not a jumpsuit. He had that on with no shirt on underneath, and he was like the bookie on the job site. And he said, if you need any drugs on the job, just go ask the painters. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need no drugs. And who rubbed us the wrong way? Oh, it was the carpenters. Carpenters on a George Washington bridge. They were up there welding on a George Washington bridge. And after 9/11, it was hard for people to get on top of the George Washington Bridge. You know how they had the two towers? They take pictures of the New York City skyline and all that. So Joey Nova and Lenny Rizzo, they showed up with some camera equipment. And I had to take some like pictures for like a magazine. I think it was the Iron Worker magazine or something. They're the carpenters over there welding. And Lenny went over there and said, I hate to tell you this, Joe, but he's got a stack of dimes going on. He was over there welding. So yeah, there's a big battle between the iron workers and the carpenters. I can't really talk too much shit about the carpenters because my father has got some friends that are carpenters. And yeah, it was always the painters. Here's the thing though, Brooklyn Charlie. We got AD, and then we got BC, Brooklyn Charlie. We got them all in here. I just went biblical on everybody. All right, now where was I at? My mind is just, I'm so freaking tired right now. It's all your fault.
No, it's the power's fault.
Yeah, the power going out. Yeah, you're gonna have to get your patience up when you come here.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a normal thing. The power going out in the area where we live, Mactown, Newtown, they have less blackouts. I call them blackouts, but here they call them brownouts. So it was a carpenter on a George Washington bridge. We were getting some evidence, and then all these iron workers showed up in the Palisades Park parking lot on the Jersey side, and they started coming up the man lift, two at a time. The next thing you know, there was like 20 iron workers up there, and this dude flipped up his shield and turned around and looked at us. We were giving him a dirty look. He left. He packed up his shit and left. So yeah, it was always the painters. The iron workers did not like the carpenters. I got along with everybody. And check this out. I got Lyme's disease so bad in New Jersey, and I had it for like over 3 years. So I had to stop working as an iron worker. And I remember we were on the top of this, it was at the Linden Power Plant. We were building a galvanized steel staircase on the outside of the unit. It's like a big boiler. They burnt the big turbine. It looked like a giant jet engine. They're burning oil to make steam, to spin this thing that looks like a big jet engine to make electricity. So they shut down the old Linden Power Plant in Linden, New Jersey. And there was a bunch of union laborers out there. And we had some big bolts. You know, I got the bolt bag. We're on the top of the unit. I think it was about 5 stories tall. And this guy was dropping these big washers on this. I guess he was drunk. I don't know. He was hungover real bad. And I said, yo, stop doing that shit, man. It was a younger guy. And he's like, oh, fuck them union laborers. There goes my language. He said, you'll never be as low as them. And I said, yeah, but why are you giving them a hard time? And I remember the practical jokes on the job. Oh, my God. I didn't go through the hazing and everything. I had an apprentice. They sent out, Michael Collard, if you're listening. He had some big-ass guns, like 18-inch arms. And this Irish guy was on the Goethals Bridge. and we had torch hose from the Jersey side of the bridge with the tanks. After 9/11, you couldn't leave the acetylene or the propylene tanks on the bridge. So we would put them way down at the Jersey end or the New York end, and then have to run torch hose like halfway across the bridge. So we had tanks on both ends of the bridge where we could get them off of the bridge, where the sidewalk starts, where it starts going up. It's not that high up off the ground. So this guy, Michael Collard, is spending hours rolling up length. I forget how many, it was like 80. I forget what the lengths are, like 120, 80 foot lengths of hose. And he's tie wiring all these hoses together. And it was like Shamrock was the name of the iron company. Maybe they're out of Plainfield. I can't remember. And man, some of the guys that were showing up were like serious. You can just tell by looking at them. And so they borrowed my apprentice. I never went through the hazing. And all right, I'm going to spill the beans. I started out, I had experience from non-union work. I was a tankie working for Aqua Enterprises. Anybody knows what a tankie is? They build giant glass-coated steel water tanks, big chemical tanks, underground storage tanks. I worked for a company called Aqua Enterprises and HMT out there at Chevron Chemical, Campbell Industrial Park in Honolulu. And man, I'm having a flashback. So HMT stood for Hungry, Mean, and Tired. And these guys showed up from Texas. And the first thing they wanted to know was, where do we meet the women around here and take us to a go-go bar? So the boss was cool. So back to the hazing. They borrowed my apprentice, Michael Collard, and this big Irish dude. He was covered with tattoos. He looked like he could break you in half like a toothpick. I'm watching him. We got the Nextel radios, and I'm watching him. He's picking up all these coiled up lengths of torch hose, and he's throwing them. He threw one of them right out into the traffic, and the cars are like beeping. He picked up another big ass roll of hose, threw it right off the bridge into the river. He didn't even look to see if there was like a ship or a barge or anything coming up underneath the thing. And he's screaming. And I'm wondering I could hear him screaming something. And so I was above the roadway in the truss above the bridge where we were building a platform where they got this guy Louis from the Painters Union. He's from Greek. We worked with all Greek painters and Brazilians and the Greeks. The Greeks ran the show, and there was tons of Brazilians there. So the Greeks were in charge, and they were the coolest people you ever want to meet. So I got a thing for the painter. These bridge painters are on a whole nother level. They were super cool. So I got to give a shout out to the Greeks and the Brazilian painters that are bridge painters. This guy Louis, Uncle Louis, we used to call him. We had to build a platform above the bridge and put this big piece of equipment up there, pick it in the middle of the night, and get it up on this platform. And it's metal shot, and it's got like one guy vacuums up the metal shot. It goes into this hopper, and this big auger spinning. And there's an electromagnet at the end that sends the metal shot back to the gun when they're blasting the paint off the bridge. And then the paint, it's got lead in it. It can't go in the river, so the EPA is always out there with their lead monitors and stuff. And one guy, Frankie, he used to throw the air monitor. You would throw it in a bucket of lead paint. And then we had to get our blood taken. Every week, the blood mobile would show up, and they would take a blood sample. And they were asking me, they said, we never seen a lower lead level in any person since we've been doing this guy like 20 years in. And I said, I don't know why that is. I guess I got lucky. There was no lead in the pipes where I grew up. because that's a common thing in the United States. I'm all over the place with the story. I'm sorry. Charlie, you done sent me right off the deep end. So back to the thing. Michael Plard's ready to snap on this guy. I come down off the truss over the top of the road service, and he's screaming, "I'm fucking Irish, motherfucker." He said green side out. I'm sorry, I just get all wound up. So he wanted to hoses. He had this like rebar welded up where you can hang all the hoses on he had like a utility body on his truck, and it said Shamrock Iron on the side of the truck from what I remember. And Mike was like, "Yo, I'm ready to get into it with this guy." I said, "Nah, just calm down." It was every day they were on this kid. Frank Tassi, if you're watching, remember the time you told him, when I left your mother's house last night, he said, "I don't care if you've got to drive around Elizabeth for 3 hours." He said, "Go to your mother's house and get me." He got it was supposed to be bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And he opened up the sandwich. We would get a break for about 20 minutes in the morning before lunch. We'd start real early in the morning. The sun was just coming up. He took the sandwich and threw it in the river. We were standing there on the sidewalk, and they were just on this kid, man. And he was getting ready to lay somebody out. So he's like, "Did you go through that?" I said, "Nah, I never went through a hazing like that." It goes on for years. Like when you're an apprentice, babe, I've seen them wreck people. It was crazy stuff going on. They used to take people's lunch boxes and get on the lull, and they'd be looking for their lunch, their igloo cooler, and it'd be hanging from like a power line. It'd be way up in the air. Then they would hide the lull so the guy couldn't get it. There's just jokes all day long. I never went through that.
From Dane, I am not far from Tampa, BJ, and I have had to run heat a couple of nights a year. From B.
It's cold in Florida.
From B. Johnson. This was in 2021. There were supposed to have rolling blackouts, but mine was just out. Texas has invited a lot of Bitcoin miners.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin miners.
Miners that use huge power. Our grid is not connected to the national grid.
Hold on, let's go back to that comment about the Bitcoin. Where are we at here? Where's the? I'm lost. It's all your fault, Brooklyn, Charlie. The union is not better than a union, especially in New Jersey and New York. I was in the 480 out of Elizabeth, New Jersey, and we work with the local 40 out of New York City, and then there was local 11 out of Newark, New Jersey. We had a motley crew, man. We used to hang out at Hogs and Heifers in Manhattan. When they were over there at the Trade Center cleanup site.
Big Johnson.
Where are we at?
Here. This one in 2021.
This was in 2021. This is from Big Johnson. There was supposed to have rolling blackouts, but mine was just out. Texas has invested in a lot of Bitcoin. It's huge power. What do you think about Bitcoin miners? Big Johnson, what do you think about Bitcoin in general? Cryptocurrency, would you stop with the plastic? My Nix. So our grid is not connected to the national grid. So where are you guys getting the power from over there in Texas?
From BJ. Dane Leonhardt Loliet. It can dip down low every now and then. Here in Florida, I'm east of Orlando, not too far from the beach. From the beach.
It's hot as balls in here right now. Carpenters were prima donnas. Yeah.
I
I
see.
didn't know what that word was, but they had me working for the business, not the business agent's son, the business manager's son. And this guy was going around talking about prima donnas, and they called Richie Malcolm the golden child. Then people were asking me, "Who are you?" Bobby D. You never heard your last name, and who do you know? And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Well, been in the union like 20 years and never got to work with the golden child." I was like, "I'm nobody." That's who I am. Carpenter. Oh yeah, bibs. Bibs are overalls. Yeah, the bookie on a job. He had these overalls with the bibs on, with no shirt underneath, and this guy was like sleeved out with all these tattoos. And he was up on the slab of the building, and there was like about a 2 foot step off. This was at the Linden Power Plant, and I'm walking by this guy. He was inside the unit. He reached out and grabbed me by my harness and picked me up. And I like, yo, what just happened? And I turned around. I'm ready to hit somebody. And he's like covered in tattoos. He's like, if you want, I'm the bookie on a job. And I was like, wow.
From Dane, I was hanging sheetrock and there was guys wearing overalls with nothing on under them, and if they moved just right, you saw everything.
Hmm. Come on now. First it was the G string, and now we're spooning, and you saw everything. How do you say it again? What were they moving? They were moving what rock? What's it called?
Sheetrock.
Okay.
Shut.
It's moving shit rock.
From Magic Playa, Ms.Nix, when is your next video? Tonight? Dane Leonard. I am about 45 minutes from Disney, 45 minutes from Tampa. From BJ, close to Lakeland.
Wow, Lakeland.
From Big Johnson. Wow, Lyme disease is bad shit and hard to diagnose.
I work for a company called Jet Construction, and Michael Jackson's house and Shaq O'Neal's house, Lake Butler, Florida. And the police they had their own police force. It was like a gated community. And we were building a house for the owner of the Orlando Magic. And after we got done building that house, the house next door was the guy that had the patent on an airbag. You should have seen these houses. It's called Jetco Construction. If you look them up on the internet, they build like high-end. This guy had like a waterfall in his house and a glass elevator and everything. Lake Butler, Florida. I don't know why I started thinking about that. I remember Michael Jackson's house. We were fishing at lunch and we caught an alligator on a rubber worm. That was crazy. And they dragged this alligator out of the lake, and it was like on a job site, and the boss freaked out. He was like, "Get that thing out of here." It was like an 8 foot long alligator. A guy grabbed it by the tail and like dragged it into the building. It was more like a building than a house. And this thing was like freaking out, trying to get out of it. It was banging into the walls and everything.
Then, AJ, have you been to the Keys here in Florida? You know, if you take a left at the end, it is beautiful. If you take a right, it is like the Bronx in New York City.
I'll tell you where I was. Liberty City, Florida.
Liberty.
That place is no joke. What's that, Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation? I remember watching these kids play that game, and I said, "What do they call that?" They're like, "I don't know. They call it Liberty City." I said, "I used to work down there. I worked in Little Havana for Johnny on the Spot Porta Potty Company, and they own a garbage business too. They were Cuban, and they knew everybody down there in South Beach. I was living on Euclid Street in South Beach, Miami, but I was working in a little Havana. I could tell you stories about that. Meeting that family, Brooklyn Charlie, you know what I'm talking about. They were something serious. Everywhere we went, the grandfather took us around. In the hardware store where we're getting supplies, we never had to pay for anything, just put it on his charge account. Then he took us to a couple of restaurants and said, I was with Michael Stephenson. He said, if these two guys come in here, just put it on my account. And then when we were at nighttime, we were partying. Oh my God, you should see what Nix is doing. You ever see that TikTok thing? Make a video and show them what you're doing. Yo, make a video there. You filming that?
Yeah.
All right, put me back on there.
Dane,
It's
at
done.
Dane, yes, I've made it down to mile O. What is mile O? And I've done the Duval Crawl.
Yo, TikTok. That TikTok stuff drives me crazy, but some of it's funny. Ms.Nix is going to show you the video she just made.
Right.
I'm going to wind up choking over here. I'm going to have an incident. Oh my God. Nice face. Wow.
Dane, BJ, I was down to the Keys walking the sandy beach. It was beautiful, and I saw a couple under a blanket. We know what they were doing, and you could hear the fun.
Yeah, I said dig a hole. I don't want to really say this because my wife's here. I used to dig a hole and get down in the hole on the beach and then throw that big wool blanket over the top. Like we were in the trenches out on a beach. Like it was Normandy or something.
I was still walking, and then I saw the third guy pop his head out. The girl was having the time of her life with two guys under the blanket. Oh my God. Lol, at least they had a blanket over them. Dang. I was laughing and thinking, if the coconut would just land right, how funny would that be? LOL.
They're having a threesome out on the beach.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 16 people that are here.
Yeah.
Ask some questions.
Gary, good morning. BJ, ouch. That would definitely ruin the knot.
You know what the nut is?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know what the nut is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bobby, I got lost in New York. I think I was lost on Hooker Alley. LOL. All you could see is hookers and streetwalkers. Then I came to a big sign that said
42nd Street?
NYPD, and it was in blue.
42nd Street. When I was a kid, we used to cut school and go to the city, and we catch a train there in Union County. We would be in Fanwood, New Jersey, and catch a train into New York. And it was at Grand Central Station. And I remember 42nd Street. Gary Johnson.
What's up, man?
Good morning. How's it going? Glad you're here. Thank you, Gary Johnson.
Big Johnson.
How's your night? Or you're in the Philippines?
Philippines, Davao.
Yeah. How you doing?
Big Johnson. China kicked Bitcoin miners out because of the power usage. Several came to Texas. A small facility uses the same power as a medium-sized city. They have very few employees, but it's raised our rates. And Bitcoin is kind of scam, I think personally. They just had an exchange collapse, and now the story that the owners took billions out of the company before it went down.
Yeah, FTX. And that kid, he's going to prison.
Yeah.
He's associated with a lot of high up people. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to that kid. That's terrible what happened to that exchange. Oh my god.
Where are we now? We have as an independent electric grid and power producers here in Texas supply it. Bush too deregulated it before he ran for president. It's been folk ever since. Ms.Nix gonna be a stewardess, meet a millionaire, and marry live in San Francisco.
I told Nix, make sure you marry a pilot and live in Hawaii. Be stationed out of Hawaii so I come visit.
Magic Playa. Thank you, Ms.Nix. I can't wait to see your next video. And Ms.Nix, are you going to sing a new cover or no? Can you? Yeah, you try Nix for them.
Yes.
What
But
song?
if the video is copyright,
No, don't use music. Just sing.
it's not good if I'm not going
No,
to.
your voice is good. You try.
It's so hot in here. Why did I wear this shirt? I'm sweating bullets.
Turn on the AC.
From B. Johnson, a company called Riot Blockchain is building a huge facility that will employ 100 people, but use the power equivalent to a city of 700,000 people.
Yeah, Riot. I know the ticker on the New York City Stock Exchange. They're a big Bitcoin miner. They're trying to go green with the Bitcoin mining using hydroelectric power. Sorry about the noise. It's the air conditioner in here. They came in, the air conditioner went out in the bedroom and it was leaking water all over the place. And I had been up all night, so I was sleeping. I had a blanket over my head. And Isla said it was full of mold. She made a short video of it. That's great. So you're just breathing all this black mold. That stuff's not good to breathe. 700,000 people for the Bitcoin. That's how much power they're going to be using. It's going to employ only 100 people. They're trying to go. They had one of the Bitcoin miners. I forget what state it was. They were burning like the refuse from a coal power plant, so they were considered green. And then there was a couple hydroelectric and like wind power and solar powered companies to mine Bitcoin. Yeah, it's huge power consumption.
Charlie, when I was in the Philippines, I thought men over 55 were treated good by all the Pinoys. You won't feel invisible like in the US.
All right, I got to make an announcement. Old dog, new tricks. Be here next week. Be there or be square, like they say. So we got a special guest next week. Pauline, Big Daddy never told me if I could say it or not, so I done spilled the beans on Paulie. Paulie, I hope you feel better, bro. He's not feeling good today.
Yari, things are going well here. Had a mild earthquake, a couple of days ago. First one, added it to my bucket list, even though it was not on it.
Damn.
Davao?
Mild earthquake in Davao? What was it on the Richter scale? An earthquake. Well, we're in the ring of fire with the extinct volcanoes, and some of them are still active. And I was telling Isla, if the building ever starts shaking and rocking, just hold me. Because I don't know. I'm looking at some of this construction over here. I don't think this building can handle like about a 7 point on a Richter scale. Or am I first gonna hide shit in my pants if this building started swaying back and forth? I think the foundation would kick out of this building and this whole thing would come down like a house of cards.
like what if example there's an emergency like earthquake, and then like
You better pray
they
to
don't
God.
have yeah, like they don't have like for the person that is in a wheelchair, like their stairs is
I'm done. I'm done. If there's an earthquake, it's over.
no, it's not.
I
There's a
they're
wheel,
gonna
there's a
drag.
way.
Oh my God! I just pictured Nixie and Isla dragging me down the stairs because the elevator's out, and my head's banging every step on the way down. I'm like wrapped up in a blanket, and they're just dragging me like a dead body wrapped up in a blanket, banging my head. I went through an earthquake in Portland, Oregon. I lived on a farm in Helvetia, Oregon. It's about a 45-minute drive from downtown Portland on that main highway. I forget the number of the highway, and it was one of my pit bulls was pregnant and had the puppies early. You know, animals know when an earthquake's coming. So then my girlfriend at the time, Kalena, she was from Hawaii. We're living in Helvetia on like a 500-acre farm. They called it the Love Shack because I lived in this old rustic shack. On the other side of the property, I work for John and Elizabeth. Can't tell you what they do for a living, but it was 4:30 in the morning, and I was remodeling one of the bedrooms in the Love Shack, and we were sleeping on an air mattress in the living room. We had this giant ceiling fan with these big blades with this giant light fixture. The thing probably weighed over 120 pounds. Had these big lag bolts into the main beam, the trusses, the roof trusses. And I remember the air mattress shaking, and the sun was just coming up. Had the wood stove going, had this giant wood stove. It was like the size of a refrigerator turned on its side. And I looked up at the ceiling fan, and right away I knew what it was. It was an earthquake, and it was a big one. I'm talking like it was a freak earthquake. So I'm yelling, get up, we gotta get out. We ran out the front door, and I had to go back in, get my female pit bull, and there was like I think it was 12 puppies. I'm picking up the puppies and running back and forth. Now we're all outside. Got Bully, Junior, and Ty, and all the like 16 puppies. We had a gravel driveway that was 3/4 of a mile long. All the mailboxes were 3/4 of a mile away on the main road out there, and the gravel driveway was like liquefied, and it was rolling. And I'm down on my hands and knees, and Kalena was next to me on her hands and knees, and she's screaming and she's crying. What do we do? What do you do? I said, you pray to God. And I looked over to the right, and these 85-foot tall pine trees are just swaying back and forth. And I'm down on my hands and knees looking straight up the gravel road, and it's going like this. I was like, wow. That. I hate to say it, nothing really phases me. It scared me out of my freaking mind.
With Johnson, yes, marry a pilot. They make big bucks. Work few days a week. There is no going green in Texas. Big oil runs the state.
Yeah.
Magic Fly, I sing too, Ms.Nix. Gym. Pilots make peanuts compared to millionaires.
Wouldn't mind being a pilot.
D. Johnson, most pilots are millionaires. Dane, Bobby, not to sound mean, if I was a girl married to you and lived there and then had an earthquake, I would toss you a pillow and say, I will be downstairs as I run to get out, leaving you behind.
Damn, bro. You threw me under the bus.
Jim,
You're on your own.
most pilots are not close to millionaires.
Wow, 21 people in the chat.
Yeah, hi.
Ask some questions.
Gary, we've had 2 earthquakes in the last 7 days. 5.6 was the last one.
That's pretty big. 5.6?
5.6.
Gary, I would not want to go through an earthquake in this building with a 5.6 rocking. And there's different types of earthquakes. If it's closer to the crust of the, the ground, if it's like a surface earthquake, a 5.6. It depends how deep that is. But man, if we had a 5.6 earthquake, you better not throw me that damn pill. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I'm gonna.
That's what I'm going to ask
What are you
downstairs.
Yo, all right. The angels.
Yeah,
All right. The first thing that's going to happen is the windows are going to explode. All these window frames are going to get tweaked, and the glass is going to blow out.
Why are we
The
talking
building's going to be
about
thumping up and down, and it's hard to walk when the floor underneath you is shaking back and forth. What are you angels going to do with me? Are you going to abandon ship and leave me behind? What's going on?
Why would we do that?
You wouldn't leave me?
No, that's why we need to ask downstairs if they have like hiding place.
Hide. You can't hide from no
Hiding place. I know it's not hiding place.
Like a secure.
Like that. Pilots
Lord have mercy.
earn 120K or 180 per K per year.
Yeah, that's not like millionaire status. If you make the right investments, say you invested in Bitcoin and you were a pilot, you could easily become an overnight millionaire, or you know what you're doing in the stock market. That's
23 people
that's
here.
pretty decent money.
BJ, Bobby, I just keep a rope tied off from the balcony and fast rope it down if needed.
Yeah, right.
But we don't have a big
Need a harness with one of those decelerators. Remember after 9/11, there was companies that were trying to come up with different ways to evacuate a building. Like if there was a fire in a high-rise building, there was a bunch of companies that came out with a whole bunch of different ideas. Like in Hollywood, they have that thing called a decelerator. It's a really thin cable, and a lot of the movies, they black out the cable with the green screen. And that's what we need. We need a decelerator out on this balcony. They would just have to toss me over the rail.
B. Johnson.
To get me over the side.
Oh yeah, when you make $250K a year, then have a golden parachute retirement worth over $2 million, and they're not, you're a daft. Pilots have a lot of debt from John. And B. Johnson, pilots for majors make far more than that. I know that for sure.
Yeah, if they're working overtime and stuff.
Yeah. BJ, oh no, Dane.
Depends how many years you have in as a pilot.
Dane, BJ jump out the window and start singing, I believe I can fly.
Right.
Until you land and say nothing.
It's that sudden stop that gets you every time.
Big Dave, do Filipinos think you're rich just because you're from the US?
Go ahead and answer that question.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they like. They think all foreigners they're rich.
How about you, Ms.Nix?
Yeah.
Wow. Finding out new things every day.
Like if you're going to tell them, oh, he's not rich, you don't know what's the story like that, and then they won't believe you. On their mind. What do you call that? It's a Filipino, I don't know.
Filipino superstition that all foreigners are rich. Can you fix that?
Yeah, like that.
Hang it.
Superstition.
It's rough in the Philippines. The average wage is super, super low. I don't know how A lot of people survive over here with the wages that they're making. My sister-in-law, Ray LeBarn, if you're watching, like $3 a day, and they're busting their ass for $3 a day. It's not easy over here for the locals, that's for sure.
From Gary, it
It's hard.
happened. It happened at 4:15 a.m. I ran outside naked. Thanks God, no
Good.
one else was out there. Was out there.
4:15 a.m.
Wait, where were we at?
Kidding.
Gary here. It happened at 4:15 a.m. I ran outside naked. Thank
Wow,
God.
you ran outside butt ass naked? Oh no. 4:15 in the morning. So it woke you up out of it. Were you
Yeah.
sleeping? See, I'm awake all night. It's this one's fault. Oh, why would we? What is going on with our
Yeah,
sleep schedule?
because of the we're waiting for the power, and then the water pressure is so low, and then
Concentrate.
okay, kidding. No, Gary was just kidding. He's just kidding.
All right, you had me going there.
I thought it's true.
Yeah, I thought you were outside butt naked. Well, shit. I don't. It doesn't matter. You think you got time to put some clothes on if the building's rocking back and forth and pictures and stuff's falling off the walls and the windows are breaking? I'm out. I've been in a wheelchair naked a couple times. Back in New Jersey, I don't even want to tell you. Anyway, that's a long story. Outside in the snow, naked in a wheelchair.
From Big Johnson, top international captains makes $350 plus, work like 8 days a month.
Top
Yeah,
international
international captains make $350K.
From Daniel, girls and Bobby visiting the Philippines for the first time soon. Where would you recommend?
Oh, first time, boo.
First time, right? Mactan, Newtown. Mactan, Newtown. You won't be disappointed. There's in the Philippines, there's always problems. It doesn't matter where you go. There's always, one guy was making a comment. Well, we have a generator in the building.
Yeah, we have.
You just got to improvise. Like in this building, so you got one outlet that works and you got two lights. Well, then you got to buy some extension cords and some of those surge protectors so you could plug a bunch of stuff in. I would definitely recommend Mactan Newtown. You won't be disappointed. And it's safe. The crime is low here. I was talking to Mom. How you doing, Mom? That made my night. It wasn't in the morning. It was like 1:00 in the morning. I was talking to Mom. I got off the phone, Mom. I had a big smile on my face, and I'm a mama's boy. So we were talking about crime, and I feel safe in the Philippines. Anywhere I went, I lived in Tijuana, Mexico for a while, and been in some bad places.
From Charlie, I lived on the second floor.
22nd.
22nd floor in. From Charlie.
Oh, that's
Cebu and worried about earthquakes.
Yeah. That would be a bad day. I never really had a bad day. Even my accident, I don't consider that a bad day because I made it. And look what happened. Found me some angels. Yeah, that would not be good. 22nd floor and a building shaking.
From BJ, then Dane Leonhardt, I'll have to get that I try, especially singing once I hit the ground love.
If you're coming to the Philippines for the first time, 1 Manchester Place, Mactan, Newtown, Lapu-Lapu.
Yeah.
You'll find it. Just Google 1 Mactan Place, and you'll see this building. If you watch the videos, you'll see the pool And I think Gio in the Philippines, he's in a couple of the pictures. This place is all right. There's always units for rent. It would be a good place to start. Everything's close by. It's easy to get transportation. If you guys need to be picked up at the airport, you could look on Bobby's Angels on Facebook. Darrell has his contact information. You could find him on Facebook and Messenger. You could shoot him a message on Messenger. Let him know the day you want to be picked up at the airport. We could see the planes taking off and landing at the Mactan airport. I could throw a rock and hit the airport from here. I want to fly the drone. I got this real expensive drone, and I flew it in the apartment twice here and crashed it. That was a crazy story. And I was worried about Isla. I was telling Isla, I put Isla in timeout. I said, get in the corner just in case this drone goes haywire. I lose signal from the controller. I didn't want her to get hurt. And I need to get on that. The drone's pretty complicated. There's so much stuff to learn about it. And it's got the Hasselblad 1-inch sensor camera. They had it's the, what's the name of it? DJI Mavic 2 Pro.
From Dane, well, if you're going to go, might as well go with a smile.
Yeah.
From Charlie, Bobby, you should consider transferring the first floor unit. From
Yeah, if I'm going to go out, I'm going out like with the bang.
From DJ, haha, knowing my luck, I would have a coconut finish me off.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you like Google or go on the internet, the amount of people that die from getting hit in the head by a coconut, think about some of these coconuts are huge.
Coconut.
Mom, remember that coconut we saw with Isla? This coconut tree was like about 8 feet tall and it had giant coconuts like the size of Isla's head. There was like 8 of them like right there, and the thing was only like 8 feet off the ground. Full-size tree. I guess they got all different types of coconut trees over here. But in the Philippines, a lot of people die from getting hit in the head by a coconut.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think, right? Don't stand underneath a coconut tree. Wow, I got 26 people in the chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Jim, you don't make 350K at 8 days per month unless you own some stock.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money. If you're a senior pilot, it depends on the airlines too.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure like ValueJet or Southwest. I don't know if ValueJet's still in business. Depends on the airlines and what your seniority level is.
Dane, lock my ass off. BJ, just my luck. Some 600-pound lady would have the same idea and land on top of me. Oh. Jim, most Americans have debt just to live. That's why we have credit cards, so we can charge things because we got no money to pay now.
Yeah, buy now, pay later. They're raising the interest rates. The Fed is destroying the stock market. They were saying that inflation is transitory. Yeah, right. It's all out of whack now.
Gary, we're on the 25th floor, building shook. If it was bad, all you can do is put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
No doubt. 25th floor.
Yeah, 25th. Oh my God.
How tall is that building? You're on the 25th floor. Davao, right?
Yeah, Davao.
What's the height? How many floors in that building? I'm curious.
BJ, just my luck, Bobby would toss out his wheelchair, and as I stand up, the electric chair crashes down on me.
You had an electric wheelchair. The lady didn't want to sell it to me. He says, "Sir, I got to ask you a question. It was 1-800 wheelchairs. And you're not going to believe what happened. You seen how big that thing is? I ordered it at 10 o'clock in the morning, I think, or maybe 11. Like 11 in the morning. They must have just been opening up the 1-800 wheelchair place. It showed up the next day. Shout out if you're watching. I'll never forget that. It was unbelievable. I remember the girl helping me out said, "You got a giant box outside?" I said, "No, I don't have anything coming." And I looked out the window because the bed was right next to the window. And it was amazing. They overnighted that wheelchair. Imagine what that cost. And the lady said, "I really don't want to sell you this wheelchair because it's dangerous." And she said, "What'd you do for a living before you got hurt?" I said, "Iron worker." She said, "All right." She said, "I'll sell it to you." Because it is dangerous. People don't realize that it's self-balancing. So if you lean forward, you're gonna start moving forward. And you lean back, like if you just. So I had a couple drinks the other night. There's 3 episodes of that, and me falling. I had looked at the sidewalk, and I didn't know if I could make it, so I took a chance and I fell. If there was like rocks or rebar sticking up, I wouldn't have tried to get past the cutout in the sidewalk where that plant was growing. I think I had about 3/4 of an inch on each side of the wheel, and there was like a 6-inch drop off on the dirt side, not the street side, the dirt side of the sidewalk, because that's all under construction. But if you watch the latest video that's coming out, I was acting crazy. Bobby D got a little crazy. That was my Christmas and New Year's celebration early. Got to hang out. You seen the guys at the Savoy Hotel? We didn't make a video of that. We wound up back at the Savoy Hotel, and all the guys from the beach were there. It was a super cool night. What an adventure. We went from toads, which I thought were snakes, when Nixie. It's called a baga. Baka. She yelled at baka. It sounded like a bird. She said baka, and I said, "Oh!" I was like, "Whoa!" And I'm looking down on the ground, and I didn't know that baka. 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 And I said, "Oh!" I about jumped out of the wheelchair. That means frog.
Yeah, means frog.
I'm scared. You know what I mean? I was like, wow.
VJ. Bobby, you can make it a long live stream. We're listening. Inquiring minds want to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Laugh my ass off, BJ, listening and reading. BJ, LOL. B. Johnson, Jim, do you work for the airlines? I do. You know nothing. Pilots have no more debt than 4-year college degree. Pilots' debt comes from lifestyle, not getting their tickets.
Yeah, Big Johnson works for the airlines. He's working on the planes.
Yeah, planes. Dane, Bobby, if I'm going there, I will already have a house set up with a pool and no condo. I have some friends in Cebu and in Bohol, so I know I can have them look for a large to rent.
All right, check this out. I want to rent a room in that big house. I'll be way at the other end. Kind of looking around for another place to move to.
Yeah.
I think I want to get out there and live like the locals do. And somewhere is close to this area, though. Right outside of this area, it's totally different. So I think it would be good for the vlog, showing how it really is over here. If you got dropped off over here on the main street out front, and you were blindfolded, you would have no idea where you were at. This place looks like someplace in the United States with the way the sidewalks are and the restaurants and everything they have here. It's nice.
Yeah. B. Johnson. First officers start at $120K. Make captain in 1 to 2 years. Pay goes up quick, but from there, many pilots get their hours in the military.
Yeah, they're training.
Jim. Nix, put a smile on your face. You'll marry a millionaire and have a large family. 8 children.
8 children.
Oh.
What do you think about 8 children?
Smile now, Nix. 8 children, oh my god. Jim, Nix, and I are not going to have 8 kids, lol.
Oh, goodness.
B. Johnson, new pilot contracts will put them mid $400K. Just read the local news. United and Delta are in
Yeah, I saw that on
negotiations right
the
now.
internet. Remember when what is it, the flight controllers union, they went on strike and Ronnie Reagan told them all go back to work. Otherwise, they were gonna start firing people. That was a long time ago. I think it was back in the 80s.
Um, Jim, I'll fly you anywhere you rent. I'll fly you anywhere you rent plane. Buy 2 cases of San Miguel. I only fly drinking San Miguel. I need 1 case before I get in plane.
Yeah, 1 case would do me in. Bobby's a lightweight. I had like 4 drinks. I think it was the medication I was on. I don't drink too much. That was it for me for the year. I'm done.
Gary, 30 floors, but fifth floors don't exist.
30 floors. That's a pretty good
yeah,
sized building. 30 floors. So the 5th floor, is that like a mechanic? You should see what Nix is over here doing.
No.
She's TikToking out.
She's live
No,
on TikTok.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Ines.
So anyway, now I forgot what I was talking about. These two were distracting me big time.
Jim, Bobby, you can get a drunk driving in California by falling out of your chair and smelling of alcohol.
Yeah.
Seriously drunk
You
driving.
can get a DUI on a bicycle. Because my buddy in Florida got one. He was all banged up, and he had a case, I think 2 12-packs of long neck bottles, and he was drunk on a bicycle, slammed into a coconut tree. It was by a golf course. He fell off the bike, and a 12-pack broke open. There was broken bottles all around him. He's staggering around, and Johnny Law showed up, and that was it. We were wondering, like, what was taking him so long to get back from the store. When he came back, he's like, "You're not going to believe what happened." I said, "Where's the beer?" He said, "Well, half of it's on the sidewalk." And then he showed us all the tickets he got. Come on, if you're on a bicycle, I guess you're endangering people. Like if you're out on a roadway on a bicycle, drinking and driving is bad.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't have like a lot of DUI stops, and like they have roadblocks in the United States. You don't see a lot of police. They have a lot of armed guards in the stores and like the condos and stuff. They got a whole crew of security people working at this condo, which is good. Yeah, the night I was at the Savoy, I tried to see how fast the wheelchair would go, and I went racing into the front of the building, up the ramp, clipped that big glass door with the fender, and went around a Christmas tree as fast as I could go, like 3 times. And I said, "Nix, don't stop rolling the camera." Imagine knocking that tree down and be underneath the tree with the wheelchair sideways, talking about help get me out, knocking that huge tree over down in the lobby. Thank God I didn't run into the tree. That would have been something.
Big Johnson, no thanks. I hate flying. I already live at the airport on my time off. I'm not going anywhere near one.
From B. Johnson, I work with many mechanics that are millionaire after 30 or 35 years work. I'm not there myself, but I'm not hurting.
I didn't understand that.
No. Big Brother's listening and watching.
From BJ, living in Mactan, Newtown, do you ever feel like you're living in bubble? How about the ladies, considering where they grow up?
All right, where are we at here? Oh, no.
BJ, where? Wait. Here. Living in Mactan, Newtown, do you ever feel like you're living in a bubble?
BJ, absolutely. We are living in a bubble. For sure. That's exactly what it feels like. If you go a couple blocks right off of the street in any direction, the scenery totally changes. There's going to be a video coming up.
Yeah.
Now that I've been down to the Savoy Beach down there and met all the guys at the hotel, I'm going to attempt to get in the water. They're going to have to drag me off the electric wheelchair, and I think I might wear a life jacket because I haven't been in the water since the accident. It's going to be a scene. I really don't care. I just want you guys to see what it's, how it is. I got no shame in my game.
From Big Johnson, Patco in 1981 started a war on the middle class, destroyed unions all over the country.
Patco, Patgo.
From Dane, Jim, I was riding my lawn mower and drinking a beer, and cops pulled up to my house and pulled me over, told me they could arrest me for drinking and driving. I said, riding lawnmower.
That's a little extreme. I've seen it happen on the internet. Just Google DUI on a lawnmower. How about the people that were chasing the guy? He had a fast lawnmower, and they were trying to block him in with the cars and everything. There was another guy on a lift, a scissor lift. That's the last one I saw. There was a drunk guy on a scissor lift, and I guess there was a lot of construction going on in this area. So he went to the store. This was his first mistake. It was lunchtime. He went to the liquor store in a scissor lift and got a bunch of beer and was drunk. And the cops were like trying to pull him over. So he just went up in the lift, and they were like, "Come down." He's like, "I'm not coming down." So the cop knew how to work the lift. He used the manual button, and the lift came down, and on went the handcuffs. Imagine getting a DUI on a scissor lift. How are you going to explain that?
From Dane, the cop said yes on drinking in public. I said, listen, I work 12 hours a day. I have to mow my yard. He said, I am just letting you know, sir.
Sometimes it's how you deal with the police. The police are, all right, what do they say? Come on vacation, leave on probation, come back on violation. Florida's got a lot of old people. They're not putting up with no shit down in Florida. I seen they flew somebody back. They had an open container charge on him in Florida. They arrested him in, I think it was New York or New Jersey, and flew him back all the way to Florida for an open container violation. That's pretty hardcore. I just like to be left alone. I'm not bothering anybody. So I told the security guys, I said, if I fall down, just help me back up. And we were on a wild goose chase with the pagas, the frogs.
Baka.
And thank God Nix didn't pick up that toad, because I think that's the one that's poisonous.
Yeah.
I could just imagine little Nix on a magic carpet ride trip from getting that stuff that comes out of the back of the frog. A lot of dogs and animals died from eating those toads here in the Philippines. They're poisonous. When they say poisonous, they don't tell you that it's like a hallucinogenic substance that comes out of the frog. Then I went down a rabbit hole. I started Googling frogs in the Philippines. And they have these little frogs. I don't know if you guys watch like National Geographic, or I'm always like trying to learn new things. You ever see the people that live out in the Amazon rainforest? They roll that dart on the back of that frog, and you can't get that stuff on your fingers because it'll go right through your skin and get in your bloodstream. So they roll the poisonous darts on the back of this frog, and they roll it up in this cloth. And they got this long blowgun. And I remember this guy was out there like in a singlet, and this monkey was up, this big ass monkey was like, and all of a sudden the dart hit the monkey. You should have seen the shot, boom. And like within 30 seconds, the poison took effect, and a monkey just came tumbling out of the tree, and they were like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, holy cow. So they got the same type of frog in the Philippines, and it's like black with yellow stripes on it, and it's small. Little frog that big can kill like 10 people with
Exactly.
the amount of poison in it. In nature, usually when you see a brightly colored frog like that, it's a warning for other animals not to eat that frog.
From BJ, you get a DUI riding a horse.
UI.
From Gary, there are 30 floors, but the way they number the floors, there are 5 floors that don't exist. It goes there from 11 to 14, so it's actually a 25-story building.
Building.
So 11 to 14. What's in between the 3 floors? Is that like a mechanical room where do they have central air conditioning in that building? Or is that where they have like the water pumps? I can't figure out what's going on with the building we're in. These water trucks show up in the middle of the night. I don't know if this building's hooked up to city water. And when I asked the engineer that works here for maintenance, I said, "What's the PSI on a pump?" And what did he say? 60? I think it was 60 PSI. That's pretty high for a commercial building. And I said, the pumps. Yeah, I worked for Banco Corporation in Honolulu, Hawaii. I was a light off engineer working with the chillers and all that stuff that was on the roof. It was on a penthouse. And all our pumps for water were in the basement. He said the pump for the water is on the roof. I'm wondering if they got a giant water tank on the roof of this building. And then Mom pointed out something. That would be bad in an earthquake because water's 8 pounds a gallon. Imagine having a giant tank. It's hard. The top of this building, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff going on up top. It's crazy looking. If you look at the pictures of this place online, what is all that metal frame that's up on the top of this building? Looks like a giant antenna.
From Jem, Nix, you're going to marry Dane Leonhardt. Well, my heart is broken. From Big John, didn't George Jones get arrested back in the day for driving her lawnmower while drinking on a suspended license?
They'll arrest you for anything. You don't see a big police presence in the Philippines. I hardly ever see the police, but you have armed security guards all over the place. They're nice. I don't know. Isla, I told them, look, you just got to give them respect. Main thing is don't try to walk in because they're always at the door, the entrance and the exit.
Yeah.
Just keep the camera in your bag and then pull it out when you're in the store. I don't know what the laws are about filming in certain, like say in the mall in Philly in the Philippines. I remember a couple times security guard told him to put his camera away. I don't want to bust anybody's chops. Sometimes they're on an ego trip. They want to be like a super cop. Just like I was saying the other night, just Filipinos don't like no confrontation. And in America, it's different. It's totally different. That's why you still see people wearing masks over here. I always used to get irritated with Nix. I'm like, why do you still have the mask on? And the other night, Isla was asking a security guard, can we go down the road? And me and my big mouth, I'm like, it's a free country. Just let's go down the road.
Yeah, we need to respect
Yeah. You're right. My wife's got the common sense. I got none. I just want to live free. That's why I liked it in Portland, Oregon, out there in the woods with nobody around. Yes, he did, Big Johnson. That's we're talking about the one guy got a DUI arrest on the lawnmower.
Big Day.
George Jones.
Big Day. Bobby, is there any other countries you want to visit?
I want to travel the world, but it's going to cost a whole lot of money. I think I'm going back to work. I need to find a job. when I go back to the United States, I want to work part-time. Maybe I'll work with people with disabilities.
Jim. In California, cops arrest for DUI a lot. Dumb mothers against drunk driving started all of this, and their president, well, she got a DUI.
Yeah, imagine that. That's horrible. Mothers against drunk drivers. I got a DUI. All right, I'll fess up. And I remember they were showing pictures of their deceased child and what happened. And this lady was going off because you got to go to that class. And yeah, drinking and driving is not good. But to be the president of the Mothers Against Drunk Drivers and turn around and get a DUI, what kind of example are you setting for everybody? That's, man, I bet you they grilled that lady. I guarantee she got the max.
Gary, NAFTA destroying manufacturing in the USA. Big John's on YouTube has videos of lawn mowers that go 100 mph. Dane, yes, Bobby, welcome to Florida. Come on vacation, leave on probation, come back for incarceration.
Only in Florida. Florida's a
Gee.
trip. That state of Florida, you could go from one town. I remember living in Kissimmee, and Kissimmee was dry on Sundays. You couldn't buy beer before 12 in the afternoon. But Disney property, they got so much pull that you could drive on a Disney property and they sell alcohol in the 7-Elevens and stuff. And I remember going to the Polynesian, and they got the Dolphin and I think the Flamingo hotels with the big flamingo on top of one and a big dolphin on the other one. So there was a hole in the fence, and we used to park. We used to drive down this dirt road and go through the hole in the fence. All right, I got to tell you a story. Here we go. That dirt road that we went down right outside of Disney bought up a bunch of farmland so they could expand. And there was a lake in the woods. You guys, wait till you hear this. There was a lake in the woods, and I remember we were out there camping because we always used to sneak into the fence. We would hang out at the Polynesian and act like we were staying in one of the rooms, and we got to meet all the people so they didn't tell on us. There was this giant lake, and we were out there camping on the other side of the Disney fence where that hole was. We used to sneak in and out, and there were giant alligators in this lake. And the only thing stopping these alligators from getting from that big lake full of alligators on the Disney property, they had a small lake with a man-made beach. You guys remember that kid that was eaten by an alligator? And I was like, yo, we got to tell somebody. If these people knew that there was like 13, 14-foot alligators right on the other side of that fence, and alligators are strong. And there was a hole in the fence. Wow. I just heard a plane. Woo! I started thinking about planes flying into buildings. That thing's rumbling. All right, let me stop thinking about everything crazy. But I was telling my buddy, we were out there at nighttime with the spotlight here, during mating season, all these alligators and their eyes are lighting up. And he's like, don't go down by that lake. And I'm like, man. So I'm down by the lake, a little bit of Jack Daniels, I'm a little bit tipsy, and something came running through the sticker bushes. I took off running. I ran right into a tree, got this big round. Boom, it hit me right in the head. I had a big knot on my head. He's laughing at me. I said, no joke, bro. There's an alligator on the side of that lake started chasing me. It came up out of the lake. So then years later, I'm watching the news, and some kid was eaten. He was at that man-made lake with a beach, and an alligator just grabbed him. I was like, wow. It didn't surprise me.
Jim, Nix, when you get married, Your husband will put a smile on your face each day, times on Sundays. Dane. Dane, Jem, I make Nick smile all the time, every day, just as much on Sunday.
Oh,
You'll see what happens.
Big Johnson, buildings.
Go see what that noise is.
That's the plane.
All right, I'm gonna tell you a story. I think I'm worried about China and all the stuff that's going on with China. The other night, the building was shaking. Boom, boom, boom. And it sounded like fireworks. So I'm like, Nix, hurry up and go out on the balcony and film the fireworks. So she's like, I can't see where the fireworks are at. I just see flashes of light. And it was the Shangri-La Hotel put on a big fireworks display. That place is like right over there, that direction. And Nix couldn't see the fireworks. And I'm laying in the bed, and it sounded like mortar rounds coming in. It freaked me out. I'm yelling, go run down the hall the other way. Look out the other side of the building, the window in a hallway. I didn't know what was going on. We stopped talking. Oh, where's the other comments?
from Gary, there's nothing. It goes from 11 to 15. It's weird.
Oh, it is weird. 11 to 15. I wonder why they did that. A lot of times there's no 13th floor superstition. It's like a Masonic number, and I think it's a holy number, 13. That's like the mechanical room for like the pumps and the air handlers and different building systems, mechanical stuff.
From BJ, my cousin lives in Calario. He said that is the slogan down there. Come on vacation, live in provision. With only one main road, US 1, running through the FL case, the cops have nothing better to do.
Down there, the Keys, you go through the Everglades. There's swamp on both sides of the road, so there you're sitting duck if you're drinking and driving down there. The Everglades, it's like the largest swamp in the world. It's huge. There's tons of alligators in there. Now they got a problem with the snakes down there and the iguanas all over the place. That's pretty crazy.
From Dane, BJUS 1 goes all the way up to Canada.
It's a long road. Florida to Canada.
From BJ, Dane Leonhardt, correct. From Dane, I have traveled US to 1 many times all the way.
I think I've been on a road.
B. Johnson, in most states, people with disabilities can work for the workforce commissions. My cousin is disabled and work from home processing unemployment claims.
That's cool.
Yeah. Jim, Florida can dish out harsh sentences.
Yeah. We're not playing around in Florida.
Cassini, or as the Brit says, Kizami.
There was a guy, I was in court. Look at me telling myself. Like I said, I'm no angel. Saw him in traffic court, and this German guy was in there. And talk about the mothers against drunk drivers. The president got a DUI, or the lady running that program. The lady on the bench in Kissimmee, Florida, had like 6 DUIs. And there was like an uproar about it. It was all political. And how is she handling DUI cases? So we're in there as German tourists. They sentenced him to like 6 months. And he said, Your Honor, I could do the 6 months standing on my head. And the judge said, well, let me give you another 6 months so you can get back on your feet, and slam the gavel down. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, everybody was like, holy cow, this judge is not playing. And she looked like she was drunk when she was on the stand. That
Gary,
lady was something.
George Jones' wife hid the keys to all the cars. He looked out the window and saw the lawn mower and took that to the bar. He said it took him an hour and a half to get there.
What people do when they're drinking. My goodness. It took them how long to get there?
It took
Hour and a half?
hour and a half.
George Jones, you talk about that older guy that's kind of like Bobby D, where the women, these young women are throwing their panties up on stage. What's that song he sings? What's that song I just, oh my goodness, George Jones.
I don't know.
Wait till you see this guy. Right? He's a character. Is that the one? Is that the George Jones I'm thinking about?
They in Disney knew there was gators in the water, but they never posted it. Instead, they posted no swimming. That is how they were able to sue Disney.
Mm.
Jim, come to Hollywood, Bobby. We need a replacement show for Charlie's Angels, so we will produce Bobby's Angels in Tagalog.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. Hey, to my Pinoys, Filipino guys watching, was it 22%?
Yeah,
The
22%.
viewers are from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys, man. I love it over here. People are great.
BJ.
I'd love to take some Filipinas to New York and New Jersey. We would have a blast. We would have a blast. My goodness. You guys would be freezing your asses off. I got a friend that, if you're watching, you know who you are. He's from the Philippines, and he walked from, where was it? He walked 4 miles to Times Square. He was coming from, I think, the Freedom Tower, the new building where the trade centers used to stand. God have mercy on her soul, man. I never forget that. The ladies didn't know about 9/11. We watched videos. I sat them down. I said, listen, this is what happened. This was like really big. And Nix wasn't even born yet. I was like, my goodness. Talk about young. So, this guy, he walked 4 miles, and he said everything was good about his vacation. And he's in really good shape. He works out and everything. You can tell by looking at him. And then I started thinking, oh, that was right about the time the East Coast of the United States got slammed by that snowstorm. So his ankle was probably killing him because he probably had thin shoes on and didn't have thick socks. And then you're walking on the sidewalk. His feet probably froze. You guys know how it is, have frozen feet. I almost got frostbite a bunch of times. The United States. Wait till these ladies get a dose of that cold weather. You think it's cold here with this air conditioner on?
Yeah.
You got another thing coming. I don't know what cold is. It's going to be the reverse. This Kano is always complaining about how it's so hot. Could you turn off the air conditioner? What's making that noise? The air conditioner?
AC.
Could you shut it off, please?
Yeah.
The plane
The plane broke.
The plane broke. All right, check this out. This is so cool. This is another reason I love hanging out with the ladies. All right, the plane.
The plane.
Say that real loud. Just yell it.
Oh my god.
Yell it. Yell it.
The plane.
No, not like that. You gotta go make your voice high. The plane.
The plane.
All right, Fantasy Island.
Fantasy. Charlie, gotta go now, Bobby. Hope you and the ladies have a great day. I will look you up when I return in March.
I'm looking forward to Brooklyn, Charlie.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. That'd be cool. If you ever need anything like done over here in the Philippines, since you're back in the States, just let me know. I'm sorry it took so long. Yeah, you got it. I said, who's this guy? He got all bent out of shape on me. He said, oh, you send it. I wanted some type of reply. I said, all right, I got to find out who Charlie is. It's all good, brother.
Tarzan.
I got you.
62. Hey, Bobby, I will be in Cebu in January. What's the nicest hotel around there?
What do you think?
Shangri-La.
All right, there you go. if you watch Ms.Nix vlogs,
Yeah.
there's an episode. Say the word panorama.
Panorama.
Say it.
Panorama.
So you get-
Panorama.
All right. Say it again.
Panorama.
Baka, 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 baka. So anyway, I love busting her chops. The Shangri-La Hotel, it's expensive. I think it's like close to $300 a month. If you got the money, that's the place to stay. When we went to the Savoy Beach, we went down the road that's still under construction and got there. You can see it's a man-made beach. It's actually in the bay. There's like old ships like out in the distance that when the storm hit, they anchored them over there. I would definitely recommend the Shangri-La. You might be able to get a deal for, I'm guessing now, I would say if you're going to stay there more than a week, probably $175 a night.
Yeah.
That place is nice. The beach is super nice looking. When we went to the Savoy Hotel beach, the hotel's on the main drag out here, and the beach is over that way. We went down the road, and that's when we were on a wild goose chase trying to find the hole in the fence when Bobby was having a couple stiff drinks over there with the fellows. It was cool meeting everybody over there. So when I do show up at the beach and try and get off the wheelchair and get in the water, that's going to be a crazy episode in itself. The beach was kind of, I feel bad because they got hit by a storm. So there's a lot of erosion going on over at that beach. And I looked at the beach, and further up the beach from the water line, they had like sandbags. I don't know if they had bags of concrete. They're trying to slow down the erosion from that beach. So the beach wasn't really that great looking. So further down the coastline from the Savoy Beach would be the Shangri-La Beach. They keep that place really nice.
Yeah.
It's a high-end motel. It's super nice. You could look it up on the internet. We signed up for the I don't know, you get like a card and you sign up for discounts and stuff.
Discount.
They're like worldwide. There's 55 of them in China. And I don't think they own but they lease the motels. The one they have here in Mactan, Newtown, Lapu area, they actually own it. So that's one of their what's the word I'm looking for? Like an example. It's like the shining example of hospitality. It's just nice. All right, Brooklyn Charlie and March.
Charlie. You're thinking of Tom Jones. George Jones was Tommy Wynette's husband.
Tammy Wynette, that's a country western singer.
Jim Disney.
Tom Jones, that's it.
Yeah, Tom Jones.
Yeah, Tom Jones. All right, George Jones.
Jim.
Now I got it.
Disney is all about money today. No more family fan. You're too broke to enjoy. Jim, Nick, smile. Smile, girl. I will come and we will get a coffee and some cake.
Do you know Disney and the towers? Remember when you were a kid, you used to watch the Disney movies on Sunday? That big tower? You wouldn't believe what that is. I had a guy told me a story. It would take me an hour to tell you about what he was trying to tell me that Disney really is. If I disappear, it's because I told you guys this. If I disappear, they said it's an underground missile silo. You know, on Disney property, and you look at pictures, satellite photos of that property, when they were building the castle, there's a whole lot of stuff going on underground, and they have a train system that moves stuff around. So my buddy worked there for a long time, and he got up in the spires, the towers, and he is ex-military. And I forget what his job was in the military, but it had something to do with missile guidance system for nuclear weapons. And there was a lot of restricted areas up in these the spires, the towers of that castle. And he said, I don't know if it tracks incoming ballistic missiles, nuclear warheads. They escorted him off the property, and the police showed up and all kinds of people in plain clothes. And they told him, don't you ever step foot on his property again. So if I disappear, you know what happened. It wouldn't surprise me.
Charlie, the Seda Hotel next to the Ayala Mall. Tarzan 62. Thanks for the info. I will be there for about 2 months.
It's nice over here, Tarzan.
2 months.
I met a Tarzan down in Miami. He tried to buy a submarine. Google submarine and Tarzan on the internet, and maybe it'll pop up. That's like an old story. But this guy, he owned, I think it was Porky's. It was a go-go bar down at the end of the Miami International Airport, and all the pilots used to hang out there, and there was a lot of pretty girls working in there. They kept I was dropping them off at work. It's a long story. One of my buddy's sisters worked at that bar, Porky's, and this guy, Tarzan, owned the place. He had long hair. He looked like Tarzan. He was in really good shape. Start telling these stories. We went from nuclear weapons underground at the Disney property to Tarzan over there in Miami that tried to buy a decommissioned Russian submarine. He was trying to move stuff around.
BJ, does Bobby always go around hugging the local Pinoys or just when he's been drinking? Joking. It was nice to see you showing the guys some love.
Yeah, the Russian guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Tarzan.
They did a
Russian dude.
documentary on him. Yeah, he had an accent. I don't know if he was from Russia. He might have been from the UK. I only met him for like about an hour, and the music was really loud in the place we were at.
Russian dude.
He might have been Russian. I can't remember. That was back in the day. Thank you for the 15 people here. Mom, are you watching back in New Jersey? Type a message into the computer.
Jim, Bobby, them missiles, silos at Disneyland are only for alien UFO. To take them out, hope they don't track me down because I know UFOs.
Unidentified flying objects. All right, some questions. The chat just... Everybody ran out of questions. It's cloudy out today.
Cloudy.
We got to Tarzan, some Russian dude, and that was it. Boom.
Boom, boom.
17 people. Somebody's got to have a question or a comment. We got to fly the drone the next episode for the vlog. And we got to look for another place. Thank you.
Here, from a land far away. Good day, Guy and gals. Happy Sunday. Is it true now a foreigner can go to jail for asking a girl out in the Philippines? If it's true, it's a stupid law.
Yeah, there's that new law. I guess it's like a harassment law.
Harassment?
Yeah, I really didn't do too much research on that law, but I heard about it from a couple of other vloggers and didn't do a whole lot of research. This is like an anti-harassment law. Yeah, the foreigners weren't too happy about that law. I guess like cat calling a girl, whistling at them, or making derogatory comments. See, this is the thing about the Philippines. I haven't witnessed it firsthand. That's why I'm on my best behavior. Because you're like a representative from whatever country you're from. And you can't come to the Philippines getting all drunk and crazy and doing like stupid stuff. There's a lot of people that retire over here and they got their name on a bar stool. They just sit in a bar and get drunk all day. And it's not really a good way to go out. So, yeah, that law they passed, I was like, wow, look at this law. I'm always on my, I give everybody respect. That's the main thing. So there's certain areas like, I guess, Dumaguete. Big Daddy knows about Dumaguete over there.
VJ.
Somebody told me to stay away from the foreigners. I'm not going to stay away from all foreigners. Proof's in the pudding. You're a good guy and you're not a troublemaker and you're not sitting there getting drunk every day. I'll hang out with you.
VJ, the Russians had a little racket going on in the clubs down in Miami Beach.
Oh yeah, in New York City, New Jersey too, big time. The Russians. I left New Jersey back in the 1980s and was traveling around. And when I came back to New Jersey, there was a lot of Russians in New Jersey and New York. They're big into a lot of things, the Russians. They're no joke, the Russians.
Mhm.
Yeah, down in Miami, they owned a couple nightclubs down there, the Russians. Russia, what do you think about going to the country of Russia?
Russia? I don't have. I don't know the place, but
You know, the place is cold. Yeah, that's what's going on now with that war in Ukraine. That's sad.
oh yeah,
That's that one guy at the Savoy. I said, if you have to say something to the world, he's right. No more wars. And that war in Ukraine's been going on for a long time. What, like 14 years? And the politicians were over there doing stuff. And they said Ukraine was like one of the most corrupt countries on the face of the earth. There's a lot of stuff we don't know about. And Vladimir Putin warned everybody. So I don't even want to talk about it. It's sad. The only thing I can say is sad. And nobody needs to go through a war, be in a war zone. People got to grow up, man. It's sad. Like, what can I say? I'm not sticking up for nobody. I had made a comment to my mom. I said, it's about joining the European Union and maybe putting nuclear missiles in Ukraine. And I said, how about if it was the reverse situation? All of a sudden, Mexico says to China, oh, you could put nuclear weapons in Mexico right on the border of the United States. Well, no, what you hear in the media and what's really going on is two totally different stories. All I can say for sure is war is hell on earth, because I know some Vietnam veterans and stuff, and they've told me some stories. It's not good for anybody. They say it's good for the economy and all that stuff. I hope to God we never see World War III. No, I got a bad feeling about that.
from a land far away, I understand for a bad foreigner this law existing, but I'm not. But I'm a non-drinking, non-smoking, God-fearing man.
That's excellent. From a land far away.
And
Thank you.
the law makes it harder for good guys with honesty earnestly looking for his one true love.
Yeah, that was kind of that law. It just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Think about it, you could get set up like that. That's what was upsetting foreigners. Like, how about if the girl makes up the story? Like, say if I don't know you,
Okay.
and I'm all dressed up. I'm out looking for a girlfriend. I just got to the Philippines, and I approach you and I say something to you, and maybe you were working with one of the cops in the area, and then you come up with the story that I said something crazy to you, or that whole law. I don't know.
I think you need to prove that.
Yeah, you need to prove it, but this is another thing. I don't ever want to find myself in a bad position in the Philippines. Like that's why a lot of people don't want to buy a car over here. Like, all right, Overstay Road. I'll give you a perfect example. If you guys watch this channel, Overstay Road's all right. He's a good guy, Marcos. He doesn't want to buy a vehicle because he's worried if you have an accident, you're automatically guilty. It's your fault because you're the foreigner, and it's just you got to be careful when you're over here. You know what I mean? You got to be careful who you associate with, who you hang around with. Like there's one of the relatives in the family, he got in a little bit of trouble, and I wanted to, I was like asking, who is this guy? You're related to him? And I found out he got in a little bit of trouble. God bless you, bro. So you just got to be careful who you hang around with, where you go, and who you associate with. Because you got to remember, you're on the other side of the planet. You're a foreigner. You're in a foreign land. It's sometimes not when in Rome do as the Romans do. You got to keep your guard up a little bit.
From a land far away, you're right, Bobby. Filipino women are not honest, could try and get money from innocent foreigners.
Yeah, you got to be careful because there's stories. You know what I mean? What's that? Ralphie Tulo?
Rafi Tolfo.
Ralphie, say it?
Tolfo.
Powerful. So Bobby D got lucky and married into a good family. It's anywhere as you go. It could be South America, like Mexico, Ecuador, wherever it is in the world. You always got to be careful. You always got to realize, you're in a foreign land. It's not your home team that you're with.
BJ, Ukraine would have been admitted to NATO already. NATO. If it wasn't for ongoing corruption, they had made progress, but still had a ways to go. Gary, George Jones missed so many concerts that he was known as No Show George.
I just got a message on Messenger, and I can't tell you who it was from. Top secret. You just made my day. My
Jim,
goodness.
very good chance
Thank
of
you.
seeing a nuclear war within the next 20 years gonna happen.
Got a heart of gold. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
BJ, Leonid Tarzan Feinberg, also known as Ludwig Lyusha Feinberg, born January 3, 1958, is a Ukrainian mobster. Born in Odessa, Feinberg left to the Soviet Union in the early 1980s for Israel and moved to the United States following the fall of the Soviet Union.
That's who I met in Miami.
Miami.
That's him. That's him. Sorry, Mom. Yeah. Can't really say too much about it, but you guys already know. And the person that just sent me the message on Messenger, oh, Bobby D could tell you some stories. They just call me, I don't know. It's crazy. Anybody got any questions for the one over here? Come on now. Nix is videotaping a live stream.
No, she's live.
Oh, she's live?
Yeah.
Where are we live at? What's really going on? I have no idea what's going on. What's going on? Where are we live at?
Sister Ella said that you're going to make a live on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Oh, on TikTok?
Yeah.
Wow, we're on TikTok. See how much I know?
18 people here.
Thank you for being here. Want to do this live stream every. Oops, wait a minute. Gotta be careful with this. I'm starting to hit the wrong buttons. George Jones missed so many concerts that he was known as No Show George. Gary Johnson made that comment. What was his deal? So he was married to the country western singer that's super famous. Was it the drinking? Was it drugs? Was it like depression? Like what was going on with him? What's his story? Why was he not showing up for concerts and stuff and leaving everybody hanging? BJ said, Ms.Nix, why are you so quiet today?
Nothing.
I think Nix is tired. So, if you're going to Nixie's school and you got a crush on my little sister, you got to go through the interview.
Nix,
Nix was stressing out the last.
From-
There's a lot of stress with the school, and then she had to do a PowerPoint, and the internet went out, and I was like, "Here we go." I'm in the bedroom yelling, "Can you use the excuse like the dog ate my homework?" Well, we didn't have internet, but there's internet cafes probably close to where we're living.
Jim, Nix, do you want to be married with children?
No.
You don't like kids?
Wait a minute.
What?
You don't want to be married one day?
Married and then with the children?
Yeah.
How many
Now
children?
you got her smile.
How many kids?
How many children?
I don't know.
10? 3? 3's a good number.
Yeah, 3.
2 boys and a girl. Remember I said that to you. I might be long gone. Just remember I said 2 boys and a girl. I don't know where that came from.
What is that? Is it true that the reason why they like on the building, like 13, they have a superstitious belief about 13th floor?
Yeah, a lot of people, there's no 13th floor. What
Yeah,
about
why?
this? What about this building? Do we have a 13th floor? I never
I think
even
no.
noticed. Wow, even over here,
No,
right?
yeah.
That's worldwide then.
George Jones was an alcoholic.
Oh, to overcome a stage fright. Yeah. That's how it
yeah.
starts out. And then
Stage
next thing you
fright.
know, you get caught up in the bottle, and then it's all the time. Wake up drinking, go to bed drinking. That's a nightmare. That's sad. What's the weather like, Gary? Gary Johnson, what's the weather like today over there in Davao? My left leg is killing me today. What was it the other day I had a bunch of pain right before it started to rain. I could predict
Yeah.
the weather with all the metal in my body.
Yesterday.
Oh, I was in a bunch of pain and I didn't know why. I was like, what's going on with me? And next thing you know, it was raining like crazy. From all this metal I got in my body. 17 people in the chat. Hit us with some comments. And what's going on in your neck of the woods? What's new with everybody out there? Anything exciting going on in your lives? What's new over there? What's the plan for the future?
Plan.
What time is it? It is 11:26. We're going to go to, it's 11:26. We'll go to 11:45. And then Bobby D's got to take it down. I think, yeah, and Brooklyn Charlie made a good comment. He said, "Stop chewing that tobacco during the live streams. It's a bad habit." What is the next comment?
From BJ, don't rock the joke box. I want to hear some Jones.
That's what I'm doing when I get off of when the live stream's done. I'm gonna listen to some Jones. Don't rock the jukebox. Want to hear some Jones. 87 and partly cloudy. It looks exactly like that outside right now.
Yeah.
We got clouds over by the mountain. It's kind of hazy out right now. Sounds like identical weather. I would guesstimate it's about 87 over here right now.
87 degree and partly cloudy.
In Fahrenheit.
Oh, Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, yeah. So let's see. What's the conversion? 87 degrees Fahrenheit equals how many degrees Celsius? 30.5 degrees. That's what the temperature is over there by Gary Johnson.
Jukebox.
Look at your face, Nix. My goodness, you look thrilled to be here. Poor Nix looks so sad. Looks like she lost her best friend.
From Jem, plan for the future is come visit next, have coffee and dessert, maybe marriage and family.
And Jim got a plan.
From Gary, Hank Williams wrote his song All My Party Friends Are Coming Over Tonight based on George Jones.
Hank Williams wrote a song, All My Party Friends Are Coming Over Tonight, based on George Jones. Now you got my curiosity going.
Curious.
Hank Williams. I know who Hank Williams is. Who's the guy that got arrested in Texas for a roach in his ashtray? Willie Nelson. Yeah, Willie Nelson.
Wally.
What do you guys think of Willie Nelson? Willie Nelson's pretty cool. Willie Nelson. Things are changing with the left-handed cigarettes in the United States. They're legalizing that stuff all over the place. Because Thailand just legalized the old devil's lettuce. And somebody was saying the Philippines, I don't know about that. Not that that's important, but I'm just talking. BJ said 67 degrees Fahrenheit in his neck of the woods. Dark, clear skies with periodic clouds. 67, that's a good temperature. I wish it was 67 here right now. The ladies would be freezing. Y'all wouldn't know what to do with the 67. That's perfect temperature. The temperature I like, or the weather I like, was San Diego, California. Oh, they had the best weather. It seemed like it was sunny every single day. And it would rain a little bit at night. It was like the best weather. If I'm not mistaken, San Diego has the best weather out of any state in the United States. Mom, if you're out there, type a message. Show me a sign. Type a message. I wonder if you got the keyboard fixed. I was looking that up last night. You might have bumped one of the keys and
Sorry.
my goodness. Might have bumped one of the keys on the laptop computer and disabled the keyboard. Hopefully you get it fixed. I should have not worn this shirt today, but this thing is hot. Good God, I'm burning up.
You turn on the
Everybody's
AC,
so
Nix?
quiet. Got 17 people in here. Far away with the questions. What else is going on there? So the plan was come visit Nix, have coffee, get married in the family. Oh my God. Am I invited to the wedding? You're marrying into the family. There you go. This air conditioner, the guys clean the air conditioner. So the other air conditioner in the bedroom had black mold in it. And they had a little pressure washer. They were washing out the air conditioner. They had like a tarp around it, and all the water was going down into the bucket. So when they left, the air conditioner in the bedroom started making the same sound as the air conditioner out here. And I was telling the guys, all you got to do is oil the squirrel cage fan in there, but they're not doing anything extra. They just came here to clean the unit out. So the unit in the bedroom starts making noise. So I like get my grabber stick, and she just banged on the housing and the air conditioner. One good shot, boom, and that was it. The squeaking stopped. And what were you saying? How did that fix that? It's the magic touch. That's what, like when Arthur Fonzarelli used to bump the jukebox.
Wow, Bobby. VJ. Mom, if you're watching, tell us some embarrassing childhood stories about
Oh
Bobby.
man, you must have forget it. Mom, you didn't hear that comment. Yeah, that would be something. Mom put me on Front Street. She got some stories. Mom could tell you some stories.
Gary, Hank Williams Jr., all my roadie friends are coming over tonight, Monday night football theme song.
Oh yeah, okay. I know the song you're talking about. I know the song you're talking about, Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson.
Hey, New Jersey Magic player. I'm learning and practicing a song, Elvis Presley Christmas song, to record. I was listening. You're a good singer. You got a good voice. I watched a bunch of your videos the other day, Magic player. Definitely got a good voice, man. Thanks for the likes too. I know. I noticed everything. I didn't forget.
That's him, Bo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Put a big smile on
Yeah.
my face the other day.
Elvis Presley.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Magic player. Thank you. So, what part of you told us before? What part of New York City are you in right now? Magic player's got a good voice. I was listening to he was singing one of the songs the other day. Tonight, we're gonna go on Facebook and I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I got to give up that habit. This chewing tobacco's got to go. Cigarettes are bad. The other night I smoked some cigarettes. One pack of cigarettes will last me like a month, maybe a month and a half.
I'm
Brooklyn, that's
from
right.
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
Over there from, all right, don't get mad, Brooklyn. My buddy used to call it Brooklyn. He was born and raised in Brooklyn, so he could talk like that about Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a cool place. Brooklyn's definitely a cool place.
From BJ, or maybe we could hear an embarrassing childhood story about Ms.Nix.
Yeah. Isla. Let's
Yeah.
throw Nix under the bus. Sorry, Nix. You gotta go. You gotta go under the tire. We're gonna roll.
No, I'm the one who tell a story about
Really?
my embarrassing childhood. When I was in grade 4, and then me and my best friend, we eat in our lunch. We eat a lot of rice, a lot of food, and then after we don't have what do you call that, CR? We don't have
Bathroom.
we don't have what do you call that?
Water for
Yeah, water for the bathroom, and
faucet.
then
There's no water on the faucet.
yeah. And then we really need to we really need to pay because and then after our pee gets there in at the back of the comfort room and then our classmates saw that. That's why we escape our class and then we play up in the mountain and then my cousin saw us and then we go to the guidance counselor. I know in the guidance office.
Oh, they dragged you into the guidance office?
Yeah, and then my cousin said, if you're not going to the guidance, I will tell this to your mom and dad. And then I'm so scared, so that's why I go there in the guidance.
So did you guys cut school?
Yeah, because we're so embarrassed to
Oh,
our
you know what?
classmates.
You didn't want to use the bathroom, so you had to go out in the woods and use the bathroom in the woods?
No, we pee in the what do you call this? Our comfort room, and then we don't flush it. So that's why I've been so embarrassed with my best friend that time.
Pee or
Poo, I mean.
All right, that explains everything.
and then there is no water on the.
Filipinos get embarrassed very easily. Something is he embarrassed you?
Yeah, because
Or you put a big old log in
No,
the
they
toilet.
poo.
Yeah.
and then
That's-
our classmates always
get
bully us because of that. And then we're so
Put a
embarrassed.
big old log in the toilet and you got to dump, a lot of these toilets, you don't flush the toilet, you got to dump a bucket of water down the toilet.
Mhm.
So you left evidence in the toilet. And everybody saw it.
Yeah.
And they knew who did it. So everybody's like, go look in the bathroom. I saw something in the bathroom one time down in Florida. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Oh my God. And a lady at the counter, it was a Chevron gas station with a convenience store inside. I asked to use the bathroom and she handed me the wooden stick with the key on it. And I went in the bathroom. As soon as I turned on the light, I walked right out and I handed her the key back. She said, boy, that was fast. I said, lady, I don't know what's in that toilet, in that bathroom, but I never seen anything like it in my life. It was as long as my arm and as big around as my arm, and it went around like 4 times, and it was sticking up out of the toilet like a giant snake. And this was before cell phones. She said, oh my God, what is that? I was like, holy cow. I said, who was the person that? I said, you got to look at the CTV camera, find out who did that. It was just, see what you did. You got me talking about some crazy stuff. Holy cow.
From Jam, what is the Filipino lead singer for Journey? Arnel what? Pineda?
Is that Arnel Pineda Nix? Journey?
The Journey? Lea Salonga? Lead singer? Filipino, yeah. Lea Salonga. From Charlie, Brooklyn ruined by gentrification.
Charlie, you're not going to believe this. What's the definition of gentrification? I can't even say that word. I think I know what it is. Brooklyn is old school. Yeah. Gentrification.
Give that mystery person first. Give that mystery person first.
The mystery person who was in that bathroom. They got first prize for sure, man. I was like,
No, I'm not the one. Me and my best friend.
So you're not the one that left the thing in the toilet?
Yeah, me and my best friend.
Was it you or your best friend?
Me and my best friend.
You both dropped the deuce in the toilet? One on top of another?
First is my best friend, and then I'm the last one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because we eat so many foods in our lunch, and then we can't
See the stress on my-
What, bro?
You see the stars on
From Charlie, white people moving in, pushing black people out.
Wow. Yeah, the price of like the brownstone buildings and yeah, stuffy people with money. Stuffy people, you know the type of people I'm talking about. They think their shit don't stink. Nose is like stuck up. Yeah, so they messed up the whole neighborhood. I know exactly what you're talking about, though. From when you were younger, the whole neighborhood changed. It's not the same neighborhood.
VJ, was it a shared effort?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How did we get on this
Charlie,
topic?
character of a poor urban neighborhood change when wealthy people move in.
Oh yeah. So yeah, big money came in and they think they're running the neighborhood and it's old school, you know what I mean? Like Brooklyn, come on now. I grew up in a melting pot. That's the way I grew up, Charlie. I lived in a town called Scotch Plains. I don't know if you know where that's at. And lived on Flanders Avenue in Plainfield. It was, I don't know, about a mile away. Just go down East 2nd Street, hit Terrell Road. And, I grew up in a multicultural neighborhood. I don't like calling black people black. I had a ton of black friends, man. We used to have fun. Oh my god.
From Jem, when I was stationed at Subic Bay, Olongapo has great bands. They could play just like original bands, sound the same. Philippines has many undiscovered great stars.
Oh yeah. Who was that Filipino guy that was singing and his voice was like, you know what I'm talking about? His voice was like, it was like, I couldn't believe it was coming out of him. That guy, that opera,
He can sing.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, who is that, Nick?
Yeah,
He won Filipinas Got Talent, where he can sing like
like
both.
opera singer, like an opera singer,
Like,
and he can change his voice, the
Philippines Got
octaves,
Talent?
the levels.
Pamoy? Pumoy? Oh, no. What is
Jupay.
that? No. Like he can, like his voice, like he can make like female.
The octone levels go from real high pitch to real
What's that?
baritone, like deep with a lot of bass in his
Easy?
voice.
Guy.
Guy?
Small little guy, and he was belting it out. I couldn't believe the way it sounded. And this guy was a little guy. His voice was freaking amazing. Like it was coming from God. Not that we're all coming from God, but it blew my mind. It takes a lot to impress me, but I almost fell out of bed when I was watching this guy sing.
From Everell Titum Macfield. Question: why is so hard to live on a 900 USD a month in that country? I thought a person who doesn't drink, not go out every weekend, can live in 900 USD a month.
That's kind of pushing it. In this neighborhood, rent's like 600. You could live on 900 a month here in the Philippines, but then you got to think about like medical, transportation. It could be done. I wouldn't recommend it. Say if you come over here for a month or 2 or 3 months, maybe 5 months, you could get by on 900 a month. It depends on. And let me first welcome you here,
This one, Marcelito Pumoy.
Marcelito Pumoy.
Yeah.
Everell
Yeah.
McField.
Ano?
Yeah.
Ewan ko kita ano. Namatay na?
But no, did you hear when he like
Can you live on 900 a month? I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it. You could do it. Let's say if you come here for 3 months and you're living on $1,000 a month, you're going to need some type of relief. Like when you go back to the United States.
Marcelito Pomoy po. The name of that.
The guy,
Yeah.
that
This one.
Filipino guy.
This one.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Show him the picture.
Yeah,
of that.
Charlie
knows. So everybody else knows who it is. Because if they see the picture of him, they'll know who it is. Right there.
This
guy.
one.
That guy. That guy's. It's like the heavens opened up when that guy sings.
From Everall, Titan. Well, I got more than 35,000 USD on the side, so I think I'll have enough for the rest that you mentioned.
Yeah, if you come over here with 35 grand, you're good to go. The main thing is come here. I'm just say, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. First name. Everall, come here first and check it out. And then you could adjust the budget. You know what I mean? Come here, check it out. Sure, you could live on 900 a month, but you just got to come here and you got to feel it out. If you're eating rice and like fish, getting your vegetables, not at the supermarket, like at one of these stands on the side of the road where they have like what's the name of the place we get all the fruits and vegetables at? Saak Market. That's like where you get all your fruits and vegetables, because in the grocery stores, they charge a lot more.
Yeah.
So, all right, you're buying rice. You get a big, giant bag of rice really cheap. You get your fruits and vegetables at a fruit and vegetable market that's not associated with a supermarket. And you don't drink and smoke and go out and frivolously throw your money away. You could do it. That's good that you got the 35 grand and you could just come over here and day by day you learn new things, find out where the good spots are to shop at, get yourself a girl and somebody that knows the lay of the land and where all the spots are at. You would be all right. You could do it.
From Charlie, Bobby as East Coast Streetwise guys do better in the Philippines.
What's a wise guy?
Wise guys?
Marcelito Pomoy? Oh, what? Bobby. U.S. East Coast? Bobby as East Coast Streetwise guys.
What's a wise guy?
Wise?
I'm asking you next.
Wise guy?
What's a wise guy?
It's just like wise.
A wise guy is a wise guy.
Smart.
Wise guys do better. Yeah, just like in the Bisaya is maro, just like that. Maro.
Maro?
Yeah.
Maro?
Yeah.
So like a wise old man?
It's
Papa San?
No, I think it's not.
no
Very good.
wise
Watch
is
this.
a maro.
You got it. We got one, Charlie.
Having showing experience, knowledge,
Why?
and good
No,
judgment.
you're missing
So
the
like
whole point. Google wise guy, not wise. Wise guy.
Wise.
A person who speaks and behaves as if they know more than others. Okay, think of them as the wise guys in class with everyone. Okay.
You're there. It is. Don't
A
read
member
that.
of the
Whoop.
blank.
Mafia.
So I asked Ms.Nix, I said, what's your definition of a gangster? So what was the definition?
A bad guy.
Bad guy?
From
All right, so what was I going to say? Oh, there's a lot of wannabe gangsters in the world nowadays. Oh, my God. So, being from Brooklyn, Charlie probably knows some people. Most definitely.
Made me.
From DJ, sis were telling Ross embarrassing stories. Was in a high school, I wasn't feeling well. I was sitting on the pot and then it came out from the other end. Had no choice. It all went next to the toilet. Made man.
Mm. I'm trying to educate Isla. How many families are in New York City? Now remember, think back. How many families are in New York City?
Yeah, a
families?
smart
Millions,
Dexter.
billions.
Bill? No, she wasn't paying attention.
Hmm?
Sorry, Charlie. How many families are in New York City?
Just like here in Cebu, like million bo. I
There's-
forgot that.
Wow. They got 1 million families running New York City, right?
From Gary. What is what is a wise guy means? Smart, alike, wise guy in American English. Was guys nouns long. One, a person who is brashly and annoyingly conceited, knowing each other smart, alike, older written wise guy.
I guess that's us, Charlie. We're beat. Yo, Charlie, I was thinking about you the other night. I was telling Isla, I said, Charlie, I don't know if you want me to say your age. Yeah, no, you wrote it in the comments. Now everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Here on Front Street. 66 years old. And I was telling Isla about the electricians unit, the unit, the electricians union, and I was just tell her how New York and New Jersey is, and just different things.
New York.
It's interesting for sure.
From
The Philippines is interesting too. They got like these Chinese, they got like Chinese gangsters over here, and they got these online cockfights going on. Where are the cockfights exactly? Are they like in a basement somewhere, in a building, or are they out in a field? Like, have you ever watched what do they call that? The cockfights.
It's online sabong.
Sabu.
Sabong.
Saboom?
Yeah.
My father-in-law has got a nice rooster.
from Jem.
Gary.
From Jem.
Oh.
Charlie, do better at what playing cards, throwing dice, maybe black market is suede jacket.
Sweet jacket.
I suede. That's the dictionary definition from Gary.
Jim, Charlie, do better at playing cards, throwing dice,
Forget
maybe
about
black
it.
market sweet jacket. So, 1 million families. Forget about it. My goodness, if there's 1 million families, we're all in trouble. My
Oh.
goodness, that's like gangs in New York. How about that movie? That's like a true story. The White Rabbits back in the day, and the fire department was like corrupt. I've heard stories about the fire department when the building was burning, and the jewelry. But I can tell you a story. I can't even talk about it. Put it this way: insurance paid for it.
From
There was a whole bunch of stuff missing from the burning building. If you know what I mean.
from Gary, I'm sure the street definition is different.
Mm-hmm.
From Charlie, legal online gambling attracts all Chinese gangsters. From Jam, Nix, your PP was not embarrassing. I pee all over the place behind stores, up trees, on cars. No problem to get out on pee. If you gotta go, then you go.
It's not a P.
Five families.
There you
It's
go.
a Duki.
There's 5.
5 families?
Yeah. In New York City, there's 5 families.
In one house?
Isla said in one house. Yeah. So what does that mean? What is?
I don't know.
Speak up. You got your mic on?
Yes.
This is interesting.
Okay.
So, all right, we got the 5 families in New York. What does that mean?
5 families. I
They're-
don't know, Bo.
You don't know?
Yeah.
They're in charge. There's 5 powerful families. You know how you got powerful families in the Philippines and they're in charge of things. It's interesting. Like at the airport and stuff. I was telling her about the heist, the Lufthansa heist, when the gold disappeared from the airplane, and then the people involved, they were dropping like flies one after another. And I don't think they ever found the loot, the gold, at the ports, the airports, everything.
Everything.
I love, hey Charlie, I love New Jersey and New York. There is no place like it in the world.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hmm?
when you told me about this family, this one.
Which one was that?
Yeah, you Google that book.
Oh.
The 5 families, I remember.
What's the name? What's the name
But
of the family?
don't
Say
ask
it.
me. I can't. I forgot, but yeah, I remember, boo. I forgot the name, boo, but I remember you talk about that. Yeah, the Gambino. Gary, can you name the 5 families? I don't know. Gambino family controls Brooklyn. Out of steam. You're out of steam, boo.
Mustang.
Walter Hill. Rothschild.
Charles.
What's
Charles.
Walter Hill.
that? Is that in on the 5 families?
The Rothschilds.
Rothschilds.
Journeyman. The Rothschilds. There you go. That's the people you really don't hear about. That's the ones really in control right there. They got more money than God. Henry Hill. What was the gang? The something Hill gang? That's ringing a bell.
Henry Hill.
Henry Hill. Yeah, the Goodfellas. What movie did we watch? The Goodfellas. Remember that movie?
Yeah, the Goodfellas.
With my cousin, Ray Liotta. Everybody was saying.
Liotta.
Yeah, the Goodfellas. Remember, Mom was saying that was one of her favorite movies.
Yeah.
And
So also.
I really didn't understand the movie. That's kind of like back in the day.
Oh yeah, Mom.
And weren't really paying attention. It's different in New York and New Jersey. I can't wait to take Isla back to New York and New Jersey and just take her some cool places, meet some interesting people.
The Goodfellas.
Henry Hill. Gang was that? Oh, that's about the Lufthansa heist. Okay. Yeah, the name sounded familiar because they had control of the airport. They know everything that's coming and going, just like a candy store.
That's about the Lufthansa. From BJ, Trump coming to a train wreck near you.
Can't talk about politics. The way I feel about it, somebody was getting on my case. I made a bad joke. Joe Biden fell. I don't know. He tripped going up the steps, and this girl attacked me on Facebook. She said, "That man's done more than you will ever do in your lifetime." And I said, "That's my point. He's kind of old, man. Joe Biden is like, he needs to be on a beach with his grandkids. It's just, I don't." And then Trump, Trump got to be careful he don't get assassinated, man. He got it all stirred up, and then the Democrats are freaking out. It's just a mess. I got so pissed off. I said, you know what? They all suck. I don't like none of them. I'm done. I'm out. I just put Elon Musk in charge or something. I'll make it a comment for that, right? Elon Musk, he can't be the president because he's from South Africa, but I don't know, just something new. Look what they did to Kennedy. Trump's
Biden.
got to be careful, man.
Biden.
Biden.
From Jem Biden, putting the country into Spain. From Gary,
That's
Joe,
terrible.
why does Trump put his name on all his buildings so the banks know which ones to take back?
Bam. That's terrible. Old Donnie. Old Donnie Trump. Donnie T. I knew he was going to win an election. I knew for a fact. Everybody was surprised. I'm like, nah, the people had it with the politicians. The girls, the Little Italy. Remember I was telling you about Little Italy just the other day? Mulberry Street for spaghetti. There you go. That's what I'm looking forward to. Taking Isla to places like that. Little Italy.
From Jem, Biden falling apart at the seams, no business as president.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about anybody. He's too old to be the president of supposedly the most powerful country on the planet, man. Come on. Like shit is all out of whack, man.
Wait. From BJ, I don't trust any of them, period.
You can't trust a politician. It's just all bullshit. I don't even know what to say. Bring back manufacturing to the United States. You created the mess in China. I love it. I love my Chinese people. Don't get me wrong. I dated a Chinese girl in high school. I get this thing for Asian women. So everybody's complaining about China. Well, who? If you look at videos of China like 15 years ago or 20 years ago, now look at China. Who did that? That's because we bought all their stuff. You can't keep buying all of it. It's just everything is out of whack. Rich people want to get richer. Oh, let's just send all the jobs overseas, all the manufacturing jobs, cheap labor. It's crazy.
From Gary's, same thing happened in Minnesota. Everybody wanted to change. So Jesse Ventura was elected governor. Governor 19 to 2003. 1999 to 2003. Spent the whole time promoting himself.
1999 to 2003, spent the whole time promoting himself. Jesse the Body Ventura. My goodness, Jake the Snake Roberts, Van Roshka, the Iron Fist, Kabuki. Who's the superstar guy? Hulk Hogan. No, I wasn't in wrestling, but I just started to think back when we started talking about Jesse the Body Ventura. Was he a Navy SEAL? And then he does these conspiracy shows. There is a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, though, when it comes to conspiracies. Wow, we got 20 people in here. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't. We'll just keep rocking out for a while. How you feeling? You all right?
Yeah. From
Good.
Jem, I think Marcos will help the Philippines better than others have. From Charlie, the girls will enjoy the Christmas show and rather City Music Hall.
Oh yeah, Radio
Radio.
City Music Hall, the
Oh,
Rockettes.
radio.
The Rockettes.
Radio.
Radio City Music Hall. We used to go on class trips to Radio City Music Hall. See the Nutcracker and the Rockettes and all that stuff. Yeah, the Rockettes.
From BJ, rumor has it this Easter Biden will be hiding his own Eastern eggs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that thing with Biden. What's some videos where he's like smelling people's hair and shit? Then me and mom got in an argument about that. I'm not even going to make a comment about Joe Biden, and just you all already know where I'm going with that. It wouldn't surprise me one bit, because that's what those people look like. And the dude that hung himself in the jail, he just knew too much. I think Gary Johnson made a joke about that, calling me that guy's name, the guy that hung up in jail. I was laughing. Oh my goodness. What can you do? The Rockettes.
The Rockets.
Maybe we'll live in the city. I got so much to do. I got a ton of stuff to do. I got to get Isla's visa going. There's a show that picture. Look at this picture. Closer. They can't see it closer. Tension headache. All I could think of is tension headache.
Like,
My
Look
goodness.
at your face, Nick. Like,
Just like Wednesday.
All right, hold it together. Hold it together.
From Charlie, take them to Cape May in the summer.
Cape May to summer. You're not, Charlie. You're not going to believe
Cape May.
this. I've never been to Cape May. My mom dated a guy, and his name was Captain Jack. Believe it or not. And he used to wear this captain's hat, and he had a boat, a fishing boat, down there in Cape May. Yeah, I could tell you stories about Captain Jack. My goodness. Not Billy Joel talking about that Captain Jack. Captain Jack duct taped me to a chair because he was like not babysitting. I wasn't a baby, but I remember he duct taped me to a chair one time, and I got loose, and he locked me in a closet. I had a little clubhouse in my closet. What he didn't realize was I had a Crossman 950 Power Master pellet gun, and I had pumped that thing up like, I don't know, a couple hundred times, and I could see his fat ass pressing up against the door. I shot him right in the ass through the door, and then when Mom came home, I got in all kinds of trouble. Cape May. I brought back memories.
Jesse Ventura was the Navy SEAL. The diver will forget the hype. Barnegat Township from Charlie.
Yeah, Barnegat's nice. I've been down. Oh yeah, I've been down there. I lost count. That's where I used to go in the summertime.
next.
No. Okay.
Nick. Barnegat Township. That's a good place. But we're going all over. You'll love New Jersey.
What country is that? Wow.
What country?
Yeah, USA.
It's down the shore.
Okay.
Down the shore. Like you guys say going to the beach, right?
Yeah.
We say down the shore.
Okay.
Going down the shore.
Down the shore.
Yeah. Barnegat. By the lighthouse. Where's that other place I used to go to? All the Italians down in shit. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. I'm thinking of Deal, the town of Deal, and
Rockaway Beach was my old stomping ground.
wow, Rockaway Beach.
Hmm?
Charlie said Rockaway Beach was my old stomping ground. Not too familiar with Rockaway
Wow,
Beach.
25 here, viewers.
Thank you for being here. As soon as he said 25, it dropped to 21. We lost 4. MIA. Damn. Is it that bad when y'all clicked on? They got Nix over there making faces. They said, oh my God, what is going on? Morning. Coney Island.
Oh, Coney Island.
Oh, 24. Back to 24.
Coney Island was something back in the day when my mom was young. She was telling me stories about Coney
32
Island.
likes. Thank you guys for the
Belmar.
32 likes.
That's the name of the town. I was trying to think. Belmar. I was thinking of Barnegat. Belmar. I think that's where I used to go to the beach a lot. We used to go to Bradley Beach. Sandy Hook, on the military part of Sandy Hook. Mom's got a military ID, and we used to have to show the ID when the beach was crowded. We would go to Sandy Hook, the military
Sandy.
side. You had to have like a sticker on your car or a military dependent or an ID card, like active or in the reserves.
Seaside Heights.
Seaside Heights, drunk on a boardwalk. Yeah. Seaside Heights. That's all the way at the end, right? Seaside Heights. I heard Seaside Heights got a little crazy down there. There was all kinds of fights breaking out down there. Yeah, down the shore is cool.
Seaside Heights.
Down the shore is super cool. That's where I grew up. We couldn't wait to go down the shore.
Bobby, did you eat street tacos Tijuana?
Yeah,
Tijuana.
everything.
Coney Island is on the boardwalk of Rock Beach, Rock Hawaii Beach.
Yeah. Okay. It's refreshing my memory. Jim said, Bobby, did you eat some street tacos in Tijuana? Tijuana. Tijuana. I lived, Revolution Avenue was the main drag, and there was a mountain off in the distance. I lived in between Revolution Avenue and that mountain. And now that I look back at it, I'm in this bar called Bambi's Place. And I'm in there with a bunch of other Navy guys. And this older woman that was dressed real like sexy. She had a nice body on her. You could tell she was like a MILF. She kept giving me the eye every time she walked by. And then all of a sudden I didn't have to pay for drinks anymore. And one of the guys working the door, one of the bouncers came up to me and said, listen, he said her name, said wants to talk to you. And he was like, started asking me all these questions. And I started dating a lady from Tijuana. She owned 2 laundromats, 3 restaurants, and 2 go-go bars. Bambi's Place was one, open 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This place never shut down. And there was all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the bar. There was a lot of transsexual workers working in there, and drunk military people. And I'm telling these guys, yo, that's a guy you're with. And they're like, no, it's not. I could just go on for days. So make a long story short, the reason I'm telling you the story about Tijuana, Mexico, is because I think this lady was connected with the cartel or one of her relatives. I went to the store in the middle of the night. Let me back the story up. We lived on the top of it's like a 5-story building, and they built like a little house on the top of this flat top roof. And I had to go up a fire ladder, and there was a hatch to get to the house. We lived up top, and all the girls that worked in them 2 go-go bars lived in the building, and they got free rent. And I remember being on that rooftop drinking that Tecate TK beer. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's got that Golden Eagle on a can. It's a red can. I'm sitting up there with like a tall boy, one of them, and I heard gunfire. So I looked down, and this unmarked car was like up on the sidewalk, crashed into a bunch. There was like vegetable vendors down below on the street, crashed into a bunch of stuff. The guy jumps out of the car. He throws the trunk open, and he's got like an automatic weapon strapped to the top of his trunk. Pulls the gun out. A car's coming down the other side of the street. He skids, jumps out. He's got a big ass gun. There was people in the bank on a corner of the street I was living in, and they got in a shootout, and freaking bullets were flying everywhere. Then I started thinking twice, thinking, this is not really a cool place to be living. So fast forward the story, I think this lady was like associated with somebody big time, because I went to the corner store to buy right across from the bank. There was a bank on one corner, and then a bodega on the other corner of this like 4-way intersection. And I went in there, and there was a bell on the door, and I went in the back where the coolers were to get a 12-pack or a 6-pack of beer. I can't remember. And I had all these pesos. Back then it was 22 pesos to the US dollar. And I had a boatload of a wad of cash, and I got to the register, and I handed over way too much money, and I said, you figure out how much it is. And I heard the door open and close like 3 times. 3 guys came in the store behind me. And then when I walked out the door, they didn't buy anything in the store. Dude pulled a knife on me, and I took my jacket off. I had a leather jacket on. I took my jacket off, and I put the beer down on the sidewalk, and I said, "No cerveza." I took the money out of my pocket and threw it on the ground, picked up the beer, and was walking backwards. 3 days later, the girl that I was associating with, dating, she came to the apartment frantic, and we had this little red dictionary. She didn't speak no English, so I write the words down in Spanish, and it was just like hard to communicate. Them three guys were at that store on the floor, and they were beat to a pulp. And there was three Mexican guys in there, and one guy had a bat, and the other guy had a gun. They took them guys in the back of the store and beat the living brakes off of them. And my girlfriend said, "Is that the guys that robbed you?" All right, I'm done telling them stories. Yeah, Tijuana was crazy. I wonder what it's like now. That was back in like 1985.
Gary, time for my daily walk. Usually 6 to 9 miles a day. Take care, Bobby D and Angels. Thank you, Gary.
What's another name for street tacos? I'm trying to think. I can't remember.
Daniel Luis. Hello, everyone. It's Danny. Danny again. Just wanted to say hello to you all. Hope you guys have a blessed day.
Thank you, Danielle Lewis.
Daniel.
Have a great night or day, depending on where you're at. And BJ is asking, do they have Airbnb in your building?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna assume.
I
don't want to make an ass out of anybody. I'm assuming they do, and that would be a super good option. They got Airbnb definitely in this building for sure.
Yeah, I think.
I would say 99%. That would be a good way to go for sure. This building's all right. No matter where you go in the Philippines, always remember this. There's always going to be problems. There's going to be problems with electric. And one guy was saying, well, have a generator. I don't know. Maybe they run out of fuel. How about if the generator breaks down? Like when I worked for big buildings in Honolulu, Hawaii, for the bank, they had a backup water pump in the basement. So if one of the big pumps went out, they would just swap it out. You know what I mean? In the Philippines, it's just not happening that way. So anything can happen over here. I'm not saying bad things are going to happen, but bring a whole bag of patience when you get here. Think about it. Look at my wife. She's smoking hot. And then everybody says, well, what do you have in common with the 25-year-old? Yo, Isla and me, she's freaking adorable. Never had an argument. All right, I got to fess up. She got pissed off. Mom, I didn't corrupt her. Charlie, you know what I'm talking about. I got the hand like. I like what's that guy that used to have his hand inside his jacket with the short man? Leopold. Who was that guy? No, Jesus. The short dude that was like the general. Who's that guy that used to have his hand inside his jacket and he was short and he was like over in Egypt? Napoleon? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was Napoleon. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh yeah. All right, I'm starting to lose steam. Isla was just like she was irritated. You gave me the topo in the morning. I was on a roll. Yeah, I was on a roll that night. Them 3 episodes, that was just one night.
Yeah, because I am so.
And I knew it. It was a full moon. She said, "Where are we going? What are we?" I said, "Just listen. I gotta get out of this condo, and we're going out." And I said, "I don't know where we're going. I don't know what's coming." I said, "But I told the security people at the end of the road down there, cop. I said, if you find me laid out on the ground, because we got to go through like mud and down this road." You missed my question.
Yeah. about the Airbnb.
Airbnb?
Yeah. And I think this one also
Definitely.
comments
Does Airbnb? They got a website and app. All you got to do is type in the name of this building. One Manchester Place. Coney Island is on the boardwalk of Rockaway Beach. Coney Island is. It changed a lot. Place is totally different when my mom was young. Mom used to go to Coney Island a lot. Napoleon
Bonaparte. Bonaparte.
Yeah, it's French, I think.
Okay.
Bonaparte. I can't say it right.
It's 12 How many viewers?
BJ said, thank you for
19.
going back. Thank you for the 19 viewers here. What time is it now? 8 more minutes.
12,
We'll round it to 12:30.
30.
I'm going to try my best not to chew tobacco on the next live stream.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's so low battery.
The mic,
The
the
sign.
mic is the wireless mic. Whose mic is that?
It's me.
That's you? Battery's low?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Sony PlayStation Health as well. Is your blood low? What is when your blood's low? Filipinos say your blood's low. What does that mean?
Your red blood is low compared to your white blood.
So it's called low blood?
Yeah, and then if your red blood is high blood. Yeah.
High blood pressure?
Yeah, high blood is your blood is high, and then low blood is your blood is low.
What about the bloods and the crips?
What is Crips?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Don't hold me accountable. You hear all kinds of stuff over here too. Every day. What did I learn yesterday? I learned something.
The
yesterday.
Arnis.
Oh, yeah. Nix is doing a video, and she said I have to make the Arnis sticks. So I was like, wait a minute, back this video up. I said, what is an Arnis? And
No.
she said
I'm going to what do you call that? Make a harness, and then like we're going to make a picture. We're going to take a picture like we're what do you call that?
Like
We're just like that.
battle, like you're fighting.
Yeah,
Martial
we're
arts.
fighting with my partner, just like that.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with eskrima sticks. Remember the Bruce Lee movie? I was into martial arts when I was young. Went to karate classes. My favorite weapon was the nunchucks. Nunchucks is what I call them, but anyway. So Bruce Lee with the eskrima sticks. I got into the bow staff, eskrima sticks, short chain nunchucks, long chain nunchucks, 3-section staff, a bunch of different weapons, the sai, the tonka, all them different weapons. I was good at a couple of them. So Nixie was talking about something in a video, and what's the name of it again? The stick.
Harness stick.
Harness stick. I said, what is an harness stick? And then we Googled it, and I said, oh, you mean a eskrima stick?
Eskrima.
And Isla said, no, it's not that, but it turns out that eskrima and harness sticks is a Filipino fighting weapon, and it's part of Filipino martial arts, and it just blew my mind. I couldn't believe it.
From BJ, do you know anything about Macanita Residence or the Savoy Hotel?
DJ said, do you know anything about Mactan Newtown residence or the Savoy Hotel? The only thing I can tell you about the Savoy Hotel is the customer service downstairs seemed really good. And the people I saw going in and out, everybody looked, decent. Didn't look like there was no. The Savoy Hotel seems okay. They told me it was, what'd they say, 70%? occupancy.
Yeah.
When they had the storm over here a couple months back, that's when Geo in the Philippines was here filming the storm. A lot of the windows got blown out, so they're still fixing the windows.
Ooh.
The
Excuse
beach is kind of, that's the thing though. You don't have to go. You don't have to go to the Savoy Beach. You could walk down the coast over here and go to, I don't think they would get mad. Like if you were at the Shangri-La Beach, how would they, I don't think they got like security people out there. You know what I mean?
Like you need to pay for the beach
So
entry.
you could just pay for the beach and go there for the day?
Yeah.
And how many pesos is it for the beach right down the street here? Is that the Savoy Beach?
Savoy, the beach that we like.
Yeah, like where there's a security guard down there, you pay money. How much do you pay to get on the beach?
And that's Savoy. No, if we're living here in Mactan, Newtown area, if we're going to the beach, we're free. It's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
But if you're from somewhere else other than here, how much does it cost?
Like 100 Nix. I
Hmm?
forgot. They posted. That's what. That is before. Like it's 100.
170, I think.
Yeah, like that. Too.
So 170 pesos, figure like less than $2 to go to the beach. So the question is, do you know anything about Mactan Newtown residents? I heard about that place, and I can't really say, BJ. It looks good from the outside. I don't know anybody living there. I would say it's all right. I would take a wild guess and say it's all right. It's in this area. This whole area is okay. Yeah, a year ago. BJ was saying, believe it or not, that storm was a year ago already. Things happen slow in the Philippines. Think about it. 12 months ago, that storm hit, and they're still replacing windows at the Savoy.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Thank you for the 17 in the chat.
Bobo.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and stay tuned for more videos. Isla's going to be posting a video tonight. I know I'm going to take heat in the comments section. That's all the same night. I was acting silly. Then I started acting like I was so drunk I couldn't even sit in a wheelchair, and Isla's like, stop it. I was acting a fool. Oh my goodness. There's one part in that video where I was being super careful. There was a 4-foot drop right off the sidewalk, and I was telling myself, I got to be like on my game. Like, if I would have fell in that hole, it would have been over. So I watched that video, and my tire is right on the edge of it. I knew it was close, but when I watched it, that's it for me. That was my Christmas, New Year's celebration. All right, everybody, like 2 minutes. Anybody got any parting comments?
Say thank you for everybody.
Thank you for everybody
For
for
their
being
time.
here.
Yeah.
The Angels appreciate it.
We
Super.
appreciate it.
Super appreciate it. I think I'm going to bed early tonight. Hey, everybody, listen.
Everybody.
Y'all come to the Philippines, and listen, I'm in a wheelchair. If I'm in a wheelchair and I can fly halfway around the world, you could do it. If you're in a wheelchair, you only live once. If it's a dream of yours or you just always been wanting to come here, what's stopping you? You know what I mean? You could do it. I feel very comfortable being here. You know, even when I was in Mexico in a crazy place, it was back when I was younger. I'm talking about the here and now. This is a good area. I can only talk about this area because this is where I'm at. Philippine people are great. The women are great. The guys are cool. Shout out to my Filipino men out there watching. What's up, fellas? I had a great time at the
What's
Savoy.
up?
What's happening, man? It's just, I hung out with a bunch of Filipinos in Hawaii. I worked with Filipinos in the Navy, out of the Navy. When I was traveling around the South Pacific building the glass-coated steel water tanks, we had like half the crew of Filipino guys. Pat Escrazan, I remember him. Oh my God. He was a piece of work. Big Dave, hey, Big Dave, you take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Take care, you guys.
Stay tuned for the
Next
new
episode.
video. New video tonight
Yeah.
on Bobby's Angels
And Ms.Nix
and
vlog.
Ms.Nix vlog.
Yes.
Both of the channels.
Yes.
Thank
God
you.
bless everybody.
Thank
Hang
you.
in there. I know the world's a
Bye-bye.
crazy place nowadays.
Bye.
I'll see you
Thank
guys
you.
soon. Thank you.